This conference will now be recorded.
Thank you so much for everyone to join on the day two data analytics using Excel. You are with me. I'm your trainer coach, Professor Ajit Vishwakarma, and I'm going to start here my day with some revision. Number one, I'll do a quick recap of what we did yesterday, and then we will slowly proceed further, and we'll see what all other functions and formulas and ways in which I can use Microsoft Excel so that I can complete the entire process of data engineering, data analytics, and business analytics, right? So I'll do a quick recap, guys. Meanwhile, I also request you, I have shared up a new sheet, new practice sheet on your groups. Have you received it? There's a new practice sheet in the group. Yeah, download it, keep it ready. We are gonna start with second part very soon. All right. So this is what we did yesterday. Yesterday we spoke about number one. Number one. Yesterday we spoke about what are different roles of data science are. Right. So are you now clear what data scientists do now? Are you now clear what data scientists do? Data scientists have three major roles. Yes, thank you so much for that wonderful announcement. All right. I request everybody to kindly be on mute just to maintain the ethnicity of this training program. All right. You can definitely unmute yourself if you want to ask me any question. And I would really appreciate if I can see some faces here. Right? Guys, I thought this generation is camera friendly, would like to post videos and photos everywhere. Right? What happened to camera friendly youth? Yeah? Okay. All right. Data science. Three parts. Number one, data engineer. Right? So anyone, what does my data engineer do? What does my data engineer do? Thank you, Rohit. Thank you, Ram, for turning on the cameras. Lovely to see you all. What does my data engineer do? My data engineer will, thank you, Vishal. Yeah, it will collect data. Data can come from any sources, right? It could come from any source. So we saw what all sources can Microsoft Excel connect to. And, we all were amazed to see that actually Microsoft Excel can connect to every damn thing on earth, right? Yeah, it can connect to every damn thing. MySQL, from website, from Exchange, so many things you might not be even aware of. This is able to connect with so many different things. It can connect to many different web services. It can connect to many different important software like Salesforce, Microsoft Exchange, Salesforce, Microsoft Azure SQL. So many different things it can connect to. Okay. Yesterday we tried to connect it with the text file. We tried to connect it with the another Excel. We also try to connect it with our website and try to fetch the data. We also went to Ministry of Statistics, right? And we downloaded some of the available data and we try to import that data also. So now I hope you know how to get and collect all the data. Once we collected the data, you should also know how to transform it, how to clean it up, right? How to clean it up, how to put it in the current format, how to change the data type, right? That also we saw. Am I right? Yes. And apart from that, we also saw how to merge two to three data, right? We had population data, we have another set of data, we have another set of data. All these data, we try to merge it. Once I was happy that this is the data I am collecting, then we imported it, right? After what we imported, we try to format it. We try to put it into a nice format. So for that, what we did was, yeah, we learned a lot of different formulas. What all formulas did we learn? We learned how to split things, how to join things, right? So concat, text join, text join, and for splitting up things, we had two things. Number one, text to column. This option was there. Okay, this option was this text to column to split things. And then we also had a look at the formula which was left and right. All right. Along with left, we saw something called as find. We also saw something called as len length, correct, which helped us to trim the data from left side or right side, which would be necessary in a real life scenario. रियल लाइफ सिनेरियो में ना दोस्त, डेटा एकदम इजी फॉर्मेट में नहीं रहता है, डेटा एकदम कचरे की तरह मिलता है, उसको काटना पीटना साफ करना, लेफ्ट से ट्रिम राइट से ट्रिम, बहुत सारे ऑपरेशंस करने पड़ते हैं, उसके बाद भी डेटा इतने इजीली तरीके से क्लीन नहीं होता. Data engineering is little laborious job and that is why it is also one of the high paying jobs. Data engineering इसलिए बहुत high paying भी है. All right, we did all those things. We also saw data transpose, right? अगर इस तरीके से है तो इसको हम इस तरीके में डालने के लिए हमने देखा, इसके 3-4 तरीके and techniques we saw. Okay, then we saw how to apply sorting and filtering. Sorting was done. Custom sorting is very important that you should understand. 64 levels of sorting आप कर सकते हो. So in an actual data where the data is very huge, 64 columns होते हैं, right? Scroll कर करके दिमाग खराब हो जाएगा, इतने columns होते हैं ऐसे, टक 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 64 columns. Actual data जहाँ होते हैं. I'll share you some of the actual data, right? Okay. After formatting, we did lot of coloring. Highlight करना है top 15, data bar, color scales, rating your own customized rules. We had to customize it in some way. This is also part of my data engineer. मैं अच्छे से इसको properly डालूँ. All right. Now comes the job of converting into a table. कोई भी डेटा को ना टेबल में कन्वर्ट करो. इंसर्ट टेबल. आपने डेटा कलेक्ट किया, make it into a table. Why should we make it into a table? The moment you make it into a table, there are many additional features that will come. Filtering automatically आ जाएगा, sorting अपने आप ही आ जाएगा इसके अंदर. Okay. Plus there was something called as control Q, right? Control Q. Control Q means quick analysis. डेटा बार डालना है, फटाफट डेटा बार डाल दिया. Control Q, again press Control Q, right? You can create different type of charts and everything. So my data engineer will lastly put it into a nice table, nice formatting, sorting and filtering it will apply. And also we saw data validation. Data validation कहाँ पे था? Click on data, tuck tuck tuck, here, here. I can do multiple level of validation, right? Only number is required, only list is required, only date is required. Length of the text should not be more than this. Special character not allowed. I can put any kind of validation. Input message I can put. After input message, we can also put alert message. Okay, alert will give you an error. Plus we also created a list. Okay, list how we created? By clicking here, going to a list. Here is my list. List is comma separated. So for example, male, female, and others like this. Okay, done. So this list we created. This will stop the user to enter anything that is not required. That also is my job. Right? Quick analysis we saw. Okay. Charting and pivot table is something that we'll see today. Done. Any questions from yesterday's session? Any question from yesterday's session? Yeah, I gave a lot of practice set also. Yeah, but I am pretty sure many of you did not open it up because you were a little tired, you were busy, and you had some other work. Some people did watch it, some people did solve it. So my appreciation to those who solved it. Those who have not solved it, there's no point, right? There is no point. Okay. Another feedback that we received was, you know, number one is, sir, I needed some more time to practice. Yeah, I understood the session was nice, brilliant. I learned a lot of new things, but I should have got more time to practice. I do agree with you. I do agree with you, right? So what we'll do here is, after Here also I'll give you some time, but definitely I cannot give you too much of time. Hmm. But after end of this session, I'll give you all the practice set. I'll give you this practice set. I'll give you additional practice set. I'll give you the video recording also. So at your own pace, comfortably, you can practice. Fine, fine. Here also I'll give you some time, but that time would be very restricted. Is it all right? Yeah, good. Plus, today I will tell you at the end of this session what is next. Like I told you, this is not going to stop here. This is not a one-time activity. We will we are planning to come with some more training program, and slowly. Now we have picked up a line of data scientists, right? So slowly, we will give you all the skill sets of data science. Okay. So next is also being planned. So we'll try to meet you as often as possible. All right. Those who are in first year, second year, you all will get completely trained by the end of your third year. Those who are in third year, there is no issue. There are many more programs that are coming up. Right? Scrum certification program is already being announced. Have you guys registered for it? Yeah. There are two programs already done, plus an additional certification program has been announced. Those who are interested, please register for it. We are going to start that program just in the coming week. So more and more things will come, guys. All right. Okay. Done. Now let's come back to the intermediate sheet. Have you? Do you have the sheet ready? Do you have the sheet ready, guys? Shall we start? Yes. Just give me a. Okay. Done. Done. All right. This sheet is there. Okay. Just a quick brief. Excel can help you with the mathematical things, but as a data scientist, yeah, you don't use it like that. Okay. Excel is for many things, but as a data scientist, you are more into understanding the data and analyzing it, less of doing maths. But still, you can add numbers, right? You can add numbers. So these two numbers are there. So I can add it. We did that yesterday also. You can add it by simply using the formula or directly adding it up. For example, this plus this, which is addition. Very simple, I know, but let's start with a simple thing. This minus this, then multiplication is equals to this star this multiplication. Division 1 divided by 2. Right? I'm selecting the cell value. Division done. Let me also zoom it up, guys. If my friends, if my screen is not visible, my audio is not clear, my camera goes away, anything like that happens, let me know immediately. And what if I get disconnected? Just wait for some time. I'll connect back. Okay. All right. Then 1 to the power 2. 1 to the power 2. Okay. 1 to the power 2. 1 to the power 2 is 1 squared. 1 to the power 2. That's 1. Right? That's 1. That's 1. Okay. Let's change the numbers 2 and 3. So it will be very helpful. 2 to the power 3. 2 to the 4. 4 to the 8. That's 8. Now some people are wondering, how did I type this? Am I right? Yeah. Number 6. Can you see number 6 on your keyboard? Press shift and number 6. Power will pop up. Press shift plus on the top of your keyboard there is 6, right? On top of 6, this symbol is there. That's called as power. Okay, so actual term for that is caret. Do you know? This is called as caret. Okay, this is called as caret. Done. Done. Shall I go ahead? Next one. Shall I go ahead? Yeah. All right. Now, now these things are basic formulas. I'm using different formulas. I can use functions. Functions are these things are all inbuilt functions. Okay. So I'll talk about these functions and many advanced functions also one by one. Okay. Number one is sum function. Sum function. It will do the addition. Sum. Select the range. Close the bracket and end. Right. Again. Now this is sum. There is also something called as auto sum here. Auto sum here. Can you see auto sum? So there are a few operations which are very easy to do. For example, average, count, mean, max. How you need to use this quick button is there already. Select this. Select one extra cell where you want the result. This is where the result will come. Auto sum. Auto sum. Two ways of using it. Two ways of using it. Similarly, we have something called as count. Count. How many number of items are these? So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. So 5 items. 5 items. All right, 5 items. That now I also have here count numbers. Okay, so it will give me a result a little below. I can use the direct option also. Count numbers. All right, 5 items. All right. Now I also have something called as mean and max. Mean. Minimum of this value. Out of all these values, which is the minimum one? 20 is the minimum one. Sir, why are we discussing these small formulas? I'll tell you in some time. These small formulas contribute to the bigger formulas which we use in data science. That's why we are using it. Okay. In case you are confused why we are seeing such simple formulas. And these simple formulas become complicated later on. Mean, max. Max will tell you the maximum of this, right? I want to find out average. 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 Right? This will give me my average. Average is 52. Right? Average is you add everything total divided by count. Total divided by count. On an average, cost of each item here is 52 rupees. All right. Same formulas are here also. Average, mean, max, count, etc. There are more calculations that you can do using these formulas. Done. Did you practice sum? Did you practice mean, max, count, average? Let's also talk about something called as mode. Mode. Who can tell me what is a mode? Who can tell me what is a mode? How to calculate mode? Is equals to mode. Yeah, this mode. 50. The mode is 50. Okay, the mode is 50. Who can tell me what is a mode? Very simple, guys. Can you see 50 is occurring two times? Can you see this? 50 is occurring two times. Yeah. So mode is a frequently occurring number, right? A frequently occurring number. 50 is occurring two times, right? 100 is occurring just one time. 40 is occurring just one time. 20 is occurring just one time. So here the number which occurs maximum number of time is the mode. So 50 is popular here, right? So mode can also be called as the popular guy. Okay, whosoever is popular, whosoever is occurring maximum number of times is mode. 50 is occurring maximum number of times. Okay, so what are the results? Let me do it again for you. For this data set, I can use this directly. Sum, mean, max. Oops. Yeah, if you're still wondering where I'm going to use it, I'll tell you in some time. These all formulas are very important as a data scientist. Smart people must have already used their OIC to understand where I'll use it. Ooh, no, that. Okay, can I proceed next? If my audience has practiced it, if you need 10 seconds, 20 seconds more, you can ask me. Let me know, my dear friends, if I have the permission to move further. Anyone wants some extra time, please let me know in the chat box. Can you hear me? Yeah, 2 minutes. Okay. I'll give you some time. Okay, which part do you want me to repeat? Average? Yeah, average. In order to calculate average, equals to average, select these things, done and done. 35 is the average. So what is an average? Average is nothing but sum divided by count. Sum divided by count. All right. Yeah, sum divided by count. You do a total sum and then count 4. So 140 by 4 is 35. So this is a direct formula for it. So guys, there is formula. Can you hear me? Am I audible, guys? Yeah, I am audible. Nagendra ji, I'm audible. I'm audible to everybody else. Nagendra ji, can I request you to just re-log in, come back again? Maybe that will solve the issue. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Nagendra ji. All right. Now these formulas are the foundation of stats. ठीक है? And stat is the foundation of data science. समझ में आया कि ये क्यों कर रहे? सिंपल फॉर्मूलाज है बट ये फाउंडेशन है स्टैट्स का. Okay. और स्टैट्स डेटा साइंस का फाउंडेशन. Average done. Okay. This sheet. I hope you will be able to do it. Mean max done. I hope now you will be able to do it. This is practice set for you. All right. Text joining. We have done it yesterday. Let's work on date and time. Okay, let's work on date and time. Come to date and time column. Yes, Rohit. So there are two things. If you're writing a formula, you have to write is equals to, which tells my Excel that this is a formula. If you don't write this, then what will happen is whatever you write, it will assume that it is a simple text you are trying to write. It's simple data that you are trying to write. Okay. But the moment you put is equal to before it, it will say, okay, this is a formula. So there are two things, formula and function. Formula is when you do 1 plus 2, right? Function is when you use sum, which has inbuilt formulas. Clear formulas and function? Formula is just like your day-to-day maths when you apply. But Excel have those formulas described inside some special words like sum. Sum will do the calculation for you. Count will do the calculation for you. That's called as function. All right. Is equals to is very important. That's how it knows that a formula is coming. All right. Now, another important thing is how you work with date and time. Date and time works very mysteriously. Those who are in final year of computer science and IT, they would understand this. Maintaining or managing date and time is one of the tedious job on computers. Okay. So when we talk about date, it is always associated with time. Date comes in many format. Time also comes in many format. One of the universal format that we have here is PD, MM, right? Then we have YYY or sometimes just YY. Time, time is hours, HH, MM, SS, hours, minutes, and seconds, right? Sometimes it goes beyond that also. So these are the simple formulas of, there are a simple way of format of your date and time. There is also something called as time zone. Suppose in India, there is a different time zone, IST. So you can also manage this time zone also. So these settings can also be changed depending upon where you are. So there are many time and date formulas. You should know few of them which are very important. Number one, what is today's date? So you don't write down today's date. All you do is you write down today. Okay, you don't write down proper date. You just use the function called as today. Okay, it will automatically give you today's date. Then maybe say your date of birth, whichever your date of birth is. Yes, I'll repeat it for you guys. So today's date is 28th July 2023. You need not need to type it. All you need to do is write down is equals to today function. What this today function will do is today function will return today's date, 07/28/23. That means July 28, 2023. Today function. So whenever you are using Excel, you want to put today's date. Don't type it manually. Put today. All right. Then now suppose you want to subtract two dates. You can easily do. Imagine you were born on 11th of July 1990. 1990. Imagine you were born at that time. Okay, so you can subtract these two dates. The way it works is all you need to do is this minus this, and it will automatically return number of days. Number of days till your birthday is equals to this minus this. So you are right now 11,951 days old. Automatically, it gives you a day's calculation. Okay. Then sir, I want to find out how many months I am basically now. So you have to convert it. You have to convert it. It will by default give you number of days. Okay. It will by default give you number of days. Then all right. So this is how you can subtract date. You can also add two dates just like this. And there are some more functions like time. So let me tell you how do we do time. So if you want to enter the correct time, today's time, right now what time is there. So all you do is use now function. Can you see the time? 2:44:33 p.m. Right? That means 2 p.m. 44 minutes and 33 seconds. So always come with seconds. Done? Done? AM and PM. Alright? You can always subtract two time and find out how much is the time between these two, how many hours you spend on a project. You can always do that calculation. Okay. For example, I came to office at 8 a.m. and I left at 5 p.m. So I can always do for day today is equals to today is equals to today. For current date, today's date today. For current time now. Okay, now. All right, is equals to today and is equals to now. Two formulas I used. I can subtract two time. How can I subtract it? This minus this. This is again in date time format. coming to home, the reason why we are not able to see it is the format is time. Okay, if I change the format, it will give me the right answer. So 4 hours. 4 hours. How to minus date and time? Yes. Here. If you want to just subtract these two dates, all you need to do is equals to select today minus select your birth date. Enter. Now these many number of days is the difference. If you want to find out how many months, then you might have to divide it by 12. Right? So these many months. Okay. This is one thing. Clear? Done. So you can subtract. So it will always give you date in return. You have to convert it. All right. Okay. Similarly, there are many such formulas using which you can subtract any of these things. I can subtract two time also. So if I want to subtract 7, 8 and 4, I can simply subtract it like this, convert it into time, see 4 hours. Okay, what I did was subtract 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. So what I did was D33 is 12 p.m. D32 is 8 a.m. I subtracted it. Make sure that the data type is time. If it is number, it will give you a different thing. If it is a number, it will give you right something calculated in 24 hours format. Okay, then you have to multiply it by 24. See, there are two things happening here at the same time. If you subtract it as a number, this minus this. If it is a time, data type, if it is time, it will give you correct subtraction. It will give you 4 hours. Okay, it will give you 4 hours. If this is a number, suppose you say it's a number, then it will give you fraction out of 24 hours. Right? In that case, you might have to multiply it by 24. Then you will get the correct answer. All right. Either you multiply it by 24, that will give you the correct subtraction, or if it is a data type number, then you have to multiply it by 24. Otherwise, you do a simple subtraction like this minus this, and convert it into time, which will happen automatically. Two ways of doing it. If your data type is time, that will happen automatically. It will immediately understand this is a simple time, right? This is simple time. If you do a number subtraction, if your data type is number, then you might have to multiply it by 24 to convert it into time. Okay. So naturally, converting the data type into time is more easy and convenient. Then understood why I need to multiply 24. Yeah, because it will treat it as a number. It's not a number, it's a time. It's out of 24. All right, that's why 24 needs to be multiplied here. So guys, whatever I'm doing here, I have added a quick brief about uh, example here also. In case you are not able to catch up or you miss out something or you want to do a quick revision, after end of today's session, just read this side once and then implement it here. But then there are a lot of new things or a lot of additional things that I will talk about that you need to check. Okay, not everything is there in this worksheet, but this is the data set that we are using. Done. We have already done this, joining two cells, splitting it up. This is done thoroughly. Now this is amazing. Coming to my formulas. Okay, coming to my formulas. Before I move on, let's see if there are certain other formulas that we need to see. Concatenate we have seen. Dollar. So if you use the formula is equals to dollar, right? Is equals to dollar, right? Can you see this got converted into Indian rupee currency? So dollar is to convert it into currency. Done. You see it got converted into Indian rupee. So you have to convert it when and where required. So we'll see some additional formulas which we might not have seen. Is equals to exact. Now suppose here is Ajit, here is Apple, and here is Apple. Are these two strings same? Are these two characters same? Obviously this you can tell by naked eye that these are same. But if it is a very long sequence of character, then you might not be able to check it with your naked eye. That's where you'll use a function called as exact. Exact text 1 comma text 2. I'm comparing these two texts and trying to find out whether they are same or not. They are not same. It's giving me, it will give me true or false as a result. They are not same. Why they are not same? Because A is not capital. If I do capital A, see true. Alright, now why do I need it? I can use this to find duplicates. Why do I need this thing? I have 3 to 4 data sets. Now same person might be there in a lot of places. Correct? So I can use exact and I can find out whether the same value is there everywhere else also. Am I not? Will I not be able to do it? Yes, I will be able to do it. Okay. Now, my dear friends, we have entered into the job role of somebody called as data analyst. Okay. See, till I have created a table, formatted it, put it into a nice thing. That was job of my data engineer. His job is done now. Bye bye. Thank you so much. Very well done. Now I have entered the role of data analyst. Now my data analyst will study this. Now data analyst job is to study the data. How will data analyst study the data? By applying a lot of these formulas, producing more insights, studying this into more detail. That's how he is gonna analyze this data. So I'm gonna use some count, average, right? All these things, date and time. I'll subtract date, I will add date, I'll subtract numbers, I'll add numbers, and I'll try to find out some sense out of it. Now I have to also find out whether this person exists in this data or not. Right? What I'm doing it, I'm quickly analyzing my data. So I'll use exact. Okay, is the exact clear? It'll give me true or false. Don't worry, I'll give you actual data set to do all of these things. Some of you might think this is so easy. Yeah, it is so easy when you are just practicing it. If I give you a real data set, yeah, One small task you will take 10 hours to solve it. I'll give you one. Today I'll give you a very simple assignment, my dear friends. And trust me, 90% of you will not be able to do it, right? But if you truly understand how to use this formula, you might be able to crack it, but it will take some effort. I'll give you that. Amazing assignment coming up after end of this session where I'm going to use all these things. These things seems to be very simple. No, it is not. If I give you an actual data set and I ask you to produce some reports, you will not be able to do it. Trust me, it requires a lot of practice and using all of these skill sets. So first step is learn these things. Second step is apply this into some model assignments, and then slowly you will understand how the data engineering and data science works. Okay, exact. Exact. Fine, we have seen left, length, len length we have seen. Yeah, I've shared this sheet with you in the group that we have created yesterday, right? For the very same purpose. Don't you agree? Yeah. Have you guys received the sheet? Are you in the group, my dear friend? Can somebody post the link to the group? Yeah. Rohit, are you in the group? Yes, no, I'll help you if you are not there. This sheet is already shared with everyone. Okay, okay, I will share the group link. The reason why I created the group was for the same purpose, right? We can quickly communicate. Otherwise, it was difficult to. Rohit, group link is there. Group link is there because there are many follow-up training sessions that is going to come. So, yeah, join. Rohit, did you join? Shall I post this sheet again in the group? Will you be able to download it? Okay. I posted the file in your group again. All right, guys. Done. Received. Rohit, let me know if you have received it. We'll wait for you for 10 seconds. Yeah, I've shared the group. I've shared the link. Hmm? Yeah. All right, guys. Done. So exact. Once the exact is done, okay, these things are all in uppercase. I want to convert this into lowercase. Lower, lower. Select the value. Lower. Select the value, and this becomes lowercase. This becomes lowercase. I want to convert this into uppercase. Upper. This becomes uppercase. Done. Uppercase. Anything else? Proper case. Woo, this is also nice. I want to put it like how you would write first letter capital, then all letter small. That's how we usually write, right? So for that, we have something called as proper. Proper, select the value, and you are done. Right? Exact, upper, lower, proper. Okay. Replace. Very good. We'll use replace is equals to replace. Now, say I want to replace this apple, right? And here, what I want to replace is starting from L, starting from L, which is on fourth number, index number 4. I want to replace two characters. I want to replace two characters, and I want to replace it with something funny. For example, chat. Okay, chat. Or maybe, yeah, chat. You will see what happened. This was my this thing. It became app chat. Replace. Let me help you understand in detail how replace works. Okay, you might be using replace a lot. So replace, number one, what do you want to replace? This is the string, right? String is a sequence of characters. This is the string I want to work on. Now you have to tell two things. From which position you want to replace characters. So one, two, three, fourth position. I will replace it from the fourth position. Okay. How many character do you want to change? From fourth, how many characters? One, two, three, four, five. How many characters? I say two, three. You can put any numbers. If there are no characters, it will simply fill up the blank files. Okay. And then what do you want to replace it with? So on the fourth character, if you see L, from L, I replaced it with chat. So it replaced. So what happened here was A P P L E, right? This is the fourth character, right? From fourth character, it got replaced with C H A T. Okay, C H A T. So I said from fourth character, replace two characters. So it replaced these two characters, and then it replaced it with chat. So the new form was app chat. Am I clear? Okay. Maybe from second position. Second position. Okay, I'm changing the formula. Second position, that is P. From P, replace two characters P P. So P P will get replaced with chat. Okay, can anybody tell me before I hit enter what should be the result in the chat box? From second character, replace two characters in the string apple and replace it with chat. Can you use your OIC and let me know? Can you use your OIC and let me know what should be the result? Apple from second character. Okay. Exactly. Okay. Wonderful. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Oh, you are right. Okay. Oh, you are right. Okay. This is the one. All right. Definitely, Rohit. I'll repeat it for you. I'll repeat it for you. We are trying to understand. We are trying to understand how does replace work. Replace. Okay. Replace. So replace works something like this. Number one, please tell us which is the string on which you are going to work. So here I'm working on apple. So I'll put that in my formula. Comma. From which position do you want to replace the characters? See, replace means I'm not going to replace everything. I can replace at a specific position, not only at a specific position, but I can also choose how many character do I want to replace. Good. There are two things. From which position and how many characters. So here what we did was on second position, P, 2. Second position is P, right? From my second position, which is P. Now, how many characters do you want to replace? I want to replace two characters. So P and P, these both P will now go, right? So we will not have PP now. What do you want to replace this PP with? PP is getting replaced with CHAT. So I will put in my formula CHAT in quotes. Remember, it's very important to put things into quotes. Okay, otherwise your Excel will get confused. Done. So result was PP got replaced. Yeah, this was Apple. This was Apple. Apple में PP got replaced with chat. So the new string became A chat LE. All right. ठीक है. It could become this seems like a gali in Hindi. Do you agree? Yeah. Okay. All right. Done. All right. All right. Shall we go ahead? Shall we go ahead, guys? Replace. I hope you're making a note of all the formulas, right? See, this sheet has almost everything, but there are a lot of additional things for which I'm helping you. Hmm? Uh, repeat, repeat. So suppose A is there. Suppose A is there. Okay. So um, if I just call you A, normally if I call you, how will I call you? A, right? If I get very angry, if I get little angry, if I get little angry, how will I call you? A, right? Lot of A's. How will I do that? REPT, repeat, rep. Yeah, REPT, rep. Select the text that you want to repeat and also select how many number of times. So if I'm little angry, I'll call you A 4 times. Okay. If I'm a little bit more angry, how will I call you? A. If I'm super angry, if I'm super angry, I'll use repeat text. And what will I do here is uh, A, right? So repeat. Okay, this is repeat. All right, repeating a certain sequence. It is also used in many of the scenarios. So if you're still confused, where will I use it? Don't worry. First, learn the basic foundation. In the upcoming session, I'll tell you where we use it to solve big business problems. There are a lot of complex data sets, sales data set, manufacturing data sets, where we have to use it in many scenarios. Okay, which will come slowly, slowly. It will come. Hmm? You are just in your right. This is just your 4 hours of journey into data science. Okay, yeah. It took me a lot of time to learn many of these things. All right, done. Right, we have done. We can also do a search. Okay, we can also do a search. Search. So suppose this is there. Okay, our very favorite app chart lake. Okay, now we'll select the text.
ఏమైంది ఆ, ఉన్నాయి నా పక్కకి ఏం ఆర్డర్ చేయాలో చెప్పు చేస్తా నేను సరే
Thank you so much for that very important announcement. I feel like I'm traveling in a local train. Local trains. Local train, you are talking important things suddenly. Pune station, Borivali. Like, you know, all right. Please be muted unless and until uh, not required to speak. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Search. Yeah, what search? So I want to search a particular character. I want to search a particular character uh, within a string. Let's say I want to search chat. chat within this. All right, I want to find it out. So it find it out, and not only it found out, it gave me the position from which this character is there. So it is telling, yes, I found the search. It is at the second index. It is at the second index. Search will return the index. Then replace is exactly the opposite of it. Right? Replace is exactly the opposite of it. What replace does is finds the position and replace it. What search does is finds the position and tells you the position. Then replace is kind of an opposite of search. Search is understood how search works. Search chat in this sequence, it will tell you from which position that character is there. Okay, suppose this character is not there. I want to search something else. It will give you an error. It will say the value is not found. There are 7 8 types of errors which I'll talk about today. Right? How to understand the errors. Done. Search done. Hmm. Yes, text join. Trim is something which is very important, guys. Trim is something which is very important. Many of the time when you have a character, so suppose data science is there, right? So sometimes people put extra white spaces here like this. Yeah, that could lead to a lot of incorrect formulas and issues. So what trim does is, trim, what trim does is, it removes that extra white space. It removes that extra white space, which you cannot see. Okay, it will do that for you. Understood? Trim. So usually we would like to keep our data trimmed. All right, so almost all the text functions we have used. There are one or two things which are not relevant, which you can definitely try it on your own. There is no problem. It's important that we move on to the next part of the session. Okay, we have covered every possible thing that is there. None left. One or two things are there. Those are not relevant, but you can definitely go ahead and explore it. Additionally, I'll give you some pustak. You can refer the pustak and learn those extra formulas also. Done. Complete text part done. Yes. Text formula. Now you know what. Now you should be able to play around with any kind of text. Cut it, trim it, put it into a different format, search anything, find anything, replace anything, uppercase, lowercase, proper case, converting it, splitting it up, finding out the index from left side, right side. All these things you should be able to do. There are two additional things which are not here. I'll no, but that is look and reference. Okay, that I'll talk about. Done. Done. Is the text is is the complete text formula clear? You have covered up everything. Yeah. Most welcome. Thank you. Okay. Next, six logical formulas. How to use logic in a day-to-day basis. It's not going to be very simple. Add this. There will always be certain conditions. Add this only if, or add only if, or add if this condition is there, or this condition is there, or and this condition is there. There are many conditions. Correct? Life is all about conditions. So different types of conditions. Number one, if we'll try to understand if. Okay, if condition. So let's use this if statement. All right, let's use this. So if condition, you can create multiple real life conditions like how you would do in a real life. How to do it? And you can use if with anything, any formulas you can use if. You have to combine multiple formulas. If first thing is write the condition. What are you trying to check? Check if this value is equal to APPL, Apple. Remember, my dear friends, Excel is case sensitive. That means capital A is not equals to small a. All right. So if statement, I will have to check the condition. Now this is somebody who is in second year, third year would very easily understand how to put logics. Am I right? You must be using this in your C programming, Java programming. You must have used if conditions. Am I right, guys? Have you used it before? If else statements, switch statements in your C programming. Same, same thing. Same thing is here. If now if the condition is true, if this is if this is correct, if the condition satisfies that yes indeed the value is equals to Apple, then what should I do? Then you can ask the Excel to write whatever you want. You can ask it to write true and false, true, or you can also print match found, anything. If the condition satisfied, what do you want to do next? That is totally up to you. Totally up to you. Instead of writing match found, you can write down, you can also do some other formula. Find a sum, find sum. You can do anything. It's basically there is a condition, right? For example, I told you, the person should be more than 18 years old. If only if it is 18-year-old, calculate his salary or anything you can do. Okay, so here what I'm gonna do here is I'll just put match found, and if it is not found, then what will do? Then you can write down not found. Anything you can ask the Excel to do. Okay, match found. Apple is equals to Apple. Hmm? Apple is equals to Apple. Correct? I can do many other things. For example, let's do this. Imagine somebody's age is 18-year-old. Gender. Gender. We'll do a data validation. Male. All right? So here, age. Convert this into a number. Okay, when you convert something into a number, it may come up with decimals. So here you can reduce the decimal. How? Look, click here, decrease the decimal. Or here you can click on the small arrow, you can always decrease the decimal. So this is my data into consideration. Now I want to put up a logic whether this person is eligible or not for admission, right? Whether this person is eligible or not. So we'll write down if I'm testing my logic, if this is equals to 18 and so now I have multiple, see, now I want to test two conditions together, right? It's not just one condition. So I will not use if, I will use something called as ifs. Ifs. Okay, understood. There's something called as ifs. When you say ifs, You can test many conditions, not just one. If he is 18, right, eligible, and if multiple conditions, right? I can use multiple conditions like this. One condition, two condition, three condition, as many conditions you want to apply, you can apply like this and check. If you want to put just one condition, use the formula if. If you want to put multiple condition, there is a special case called as ifs. Done? Clear? Clear? So here there is a simple sample example for you. Can you hear me, guys? I guess I got disconnected there for a while. Done? Can you hear me, guys? Just give me a quick confirmation, please. Done? Done? Thank you. Yeah. Giving two conditions are very simple. I'll tell you how to give two conditions. If you want to give two conditions, say ifs. Ifs is the thing. So you say, okay, C2 is greater than 40, right? Then, so you will put, okay. One of the best example here would be, if somebody got 30 and above, somebody got 50 and above, somebody got 70 and above, somebody got 90 and above, right? Somebody got 90 and above, correct? Yes. So how to add gradings? Now this is something I use quite often. Is equals to ifs, testing the logic. If this is, if this is, say, less than 50, if this is say less than 49, D grade. Okay. If this is greater than 69, I give him C, right? Multiple condition. If this is greater than 89, maybe give him A. Let me just put B and C and we'll not put, right? Then comma, comma, everybody else, everyone else should get D. Everyone else should get D, right? Finally, if do this, if not 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 this. Finally, the last person should get D. Okay, this is what we can do. Fine. Finally, the last person will get D, or else fail. Last person should get fail. A, B, C, D. Okay, let's do it again, guys. Let's do it again. Okay, suppose you got a grade of 90. Somebody got a grade of say 88. Somebody got a grade of 70. Somebody got a grade of this, and somebody got a grade of 30. These are the three grades that an individual has got. Now, what we'll do here is we'll try to find out and we'll try to put up a formula where I will compare all of these things one by one. Is equals to if this, if it is greater than 89, if it is greater than 89, give him A grade. Multiple conditions. The grading is where it will use. First condition done, this is done. I want to test my second condition. I want to test my second condition. This is greater than say 79. Give him comma, give him B grade. If this is greater than 69, give the person C grade. Give the person C grade. Comma, if this person gets more than 59, right? More than 59, give him B grade. Fine, give him B grade. Okay, done. Done. Can you see? It satisfied the first condition, so it gave him A grade. So I'm checking multiple conditions. Now, if I drag this, it will give accordingly A, B, C, D grade. Now, can you see this particular condition is not going anywhere? Right? This particular condition is not going anywhere. So that's why it is not able to find that value. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. All right. Done. Anything else, anything else other than these four criteria, give the individual F marks. If you do not have more than 89, if your marks is not more than 79, if your marks is not more than 69, not more than 59, not more than 29, that means you are failed. This is my if condition. First criteria, second criteria, third criteria, fourth criteria, and after fourth criteria, okay, after fourth criteria, anything else will get false. anything, any other criteria, any other case that is left. See, if you do not have more than 80, then you should have more than 79. If you do not have more than 79, you should have more than 69, 59, 49. इसके नीचे अगर आपको कोई भी मार्क्स आया, तो we are saying if any other condition is there, give him F, give him F, right? Give him F. See, so now I am considering all the situations. I am considering all the situations. More than 89, give him A. More than 79, give him B. More than 69, give him C. More than 59, give him D. If any other condition, if he falls into any other condition means people who have got less than 59. That's the only condition we have left. Am I right? Give him F. Give him F. Clear? Is the condition clear to all of you? Yes? Yeah. Let me put this in the chat box. Multiple ifs. This is something that is really required, my dear friends. Right? So here is one practice example set which I expect you to practice. Okay. Now there is something more amazing. Right? There is something more amazing things. So if error. This we'll talk in some time. What is if error? Okay, error handling is something called as if error. True and false, you can always combine two conditions by using and. And for example, and and this is greater than 80 and this is greater than 90. Yeah, this is greater than 90. So if it is true, then what? If it is false, then what? So this is also something that you can use. This is also something that you can use. And conditions and or conditions. So first condition falls, that yeah, if this is not, if this does not fall into this, it will check in this. If it does not fall into this, it will check in this. If it does not fall into this, it will check into this. If it does not fall into any conditions or any criteria, then it will automatically give F to it. कहीं condition में नहीं जाएगा तो F दे देगा. Okay. But logically we have considered all of these things. हमने already logically सारी चीजें देख ली है, तो लास्टली जो फेल हो रहा है वही होगा. करेक्ट? डन? ऑल राइट. Similarly, let's have a look at other functions. There are more functions which can be used, like and functions. How to use and functions or functions. And function will take multiple criteria. Okay, one or two criteria it will take care and it will consider. For example, here and and is this is equals to 90, is this is equals to a, capital A. Are these two statements both matching? Are these two conditions satisfying? Is this is equals to 90? Is this is equals to A? Yes. Yes. So it will return true. If any of these condition does not matches, it will return false. So I can use and also to create complex logic. Is the and clear? Is the and clear? 1 and 2. Condition 1 and condition 2. Now, what condition should you put? That is up to you, depending upon your scenario. If both the things, it is and, that means both should satisfy. My statement 1 and my statement 2, A and B, both should be true. Then only it will give you true. Otherwise, it will give false. Sir, one is matching, another is not matching. Then also it will give you a false. Similarly, if I put or here, or means if any one of these is true, this is 90, yes, done. Then it is true. So I can use and or conditions to make more complex logical conditions and check my data. Right? This will go into more logical detail. So that's how I have to create complex and complex logics. Okay, one by one, one by one. Done. So decision making. If this and this is satisfied, then only you do this. Otherwise, you don't do it. Okay. All right. Done. Is this done? And or etc. If error, these things I'll talk in some time. Not is very easy. Not is kind of funny also. Not, if this is not 89, means any value other than 89 is okay. It will give you true or false. Not means it should not be 89. Apart from that, no matter what you tell me, it is okay. Okay, no matter what you tell me, it is okay. Done. Okay. Done. All right. Similarly, there are a few other logical things which I believe you can have a look. True and false we have already seen, and or we have already seen, if and ifs we have already seen. If the value is not there, all right. So what is if a will do? If will resolve a condition. Imagine, imagine after you have put up a fifth condition and no value is coming, right? For example, here, if you remove this, it will give you not applicable kind of a value, right? So there you can use if and a. If the condition is not applicable, then what? This is one of the things, right? Now there is something called as XOR. XOR. Will you able to study XOR on your own? Will you do this? Exclusive OR. XOR is called as exclusive OR. Here also you can test a condition, but this will behave little bit different than how OR works. So have you guys studied gates? Have you guys studied gate? Exclusive OR. If this say B, so it's true, right? OR and XOR. So can someone tell me what is the difference between simple OR and exclusive OR? Mhm. Can somebody tell me what is the difference between a simple OR and an exclusive OR? XOR? No, I'll help you understand. So see, I did a OR here also, right? This was my OR. This is my OR. This is my XOR. Both of them are giving same result. Correct? OR says if one value matches, if one condition matches, you will get a true. Correct? What XOR says, yes, if one of the value matches, it is true. But if both the value matches, it will be false. right? It will be false. Can you see this? Exclusive OR. Am I right? Did you guys understood the difference? See, what will AND do? If this is 90 and this is A, yeah, and 90 and A, it will give you true. What does OR do? What does OR do? Anyone, anyone, anyone is true, then it will give you true. But OR will also give you true if both are true. Correct? If both are true, then also it will give you true. But if both are true, that means it is nothing but AND. Am I right? If both are true, then it is nothing but AND. Correct? So OR sometimes behave like OR and sometimes behave like AND. कभी कभी OR जैसा काम करता है, कभी कभी AND जैसा काम करता है. ठीक है, कभी बोलता है कोई एक भी चलेगा, दोनों भी चलेगा. करेक्ट. ये और थोड़ा कंफ्यूज इंसान है. कभी बोलता है ये भी चलेगा, कभी बोलता है वो भी चलेगा, कभी बोलता है दोनों भी चलेगा. इसीलिए एक्सॉर एक्सॉर आया. एक्सॉर बोला नहीं 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 नहीं, सुन, कोई एक ही चलेगा, या तो 90 या तो ए. The moment you said both, the moment you said both, it will be false. No, Rohit, I just taught you everything about gates. So even if you have no idea what is gates, now you know. So we had and, or, not, XOR. Cool. Now you know both the four things. Same logic is used in gates, creating conditions. Now, guys, this if statement can be used in many ways. Is equals to if if this is greater than 90, okay, then you calculate sum of all of these things. Otherwise, you say, otherwise you say, so see, I can use if condition with other conditions. Is equals to if, I'll first check condition. If, yeah, this equals to 90, then you do a sum. Otherwise, you write down not eligible. Can you see this? I used if with sum. That's how you create complex logic. If any particular criteria is matching, then only you do the addition. So instead of printing true, false, eligible, not eligible, I can actually do some operations. And if suppose if the value is not satisfying, it is false, then you put some message, right? So everything you have learned up till now, see, as a data engineer, my job is to give you data. That's it. Now, as an analyst, I will have to study, put a lot of conditions. If this, then what? If this, then what? If this, then what? And do and calculate lot of calculations I have to do and study and analyze it. Okay, clear? Is this clear how I have used if and I can use other conditions? Now there are some other tools. Now there are certain other formulas which already have if inbuilt to it. Some if. Some if will do the exact same thing. Some if will do the exact same thing, right? Select the range, mention a criteria, mention a criteria, For example, this should be equals to apple, right? Then only you add. Same thing, but there is an inbuilt function for it. If it matches, then only you add it. Otherwise, you don't add it. Otherwise, you don't add it. Sum if. Similarly, there is also called as count if. Count if. This criteria. Criteria could be anything. This is equals to same thing. Exact same thing, but supported by an inbuilt formula. Okay. All right. If you match this up properly, it will give you the result. Then sum if, count if. Can you practice this? There is sum if, there is count if, right? There is mean if, there is max if, right? All these criterias can have condition based summing, condition based count, condition based man, condition based max. Can you try these things on your own? Yes. Can you try these things on your own, guys? Directly using the formula inbuilt. All right. Done. I think we have also seen some of these formulas. Done. Let's move forward now. Conditions done. If condition, lot of different conditions. I'll give you a lot of practice set to try this. Now I have something very interesting which is called as lookup and reference. Come back here. These two done. These two done. 90% all of these things are done. If there are one or two things not done, I will leave it up to your good judgment because now I think you can go ahead with it. Plus, I'll give you practice sets also. Let's come back to lookup and references. This is again job of my data analyst. Guys, today we are studying the job of a data analyst. Okay. My data analyst will have to look through a pile of data, find out certain matches, and identify the data and study it. Right? This is one of the biggest job of my data analyst. Right? So for that, we have certain important functions which can help me do search in a very smarter way. Okay, in a very smarter. So I'm gonna use I'm gonna use here a formula called as VLOOKUP, also called as vertical lookup. Vertical lookup. Suppose suppose I have a data set of all the students. This is my student, and I want to find out here in his maths how much marks he has scored. Here his science marks are there. Here his physics marks are there, etc. and etc. Okay. Now what I want to do here is understand the scenario. I want to find out this gentleman, name of this student, and then once I found this student, I want to find out how much he's have scored in maths. Understood? Is the criteria understood? Okay. Let me just draw the table for you. So maybe I'll say, the student name is Rohit, right? Student name is Rohit. Maths, science, English, right? And yeah, fine. This much is okay. Okay, this much is okay. So Rohit scored say 80 here, 70 here, and 89 here. All right, all right. Rohit, I gave you good marks. Okay, I gave you really good marks. However, you have to study a little bit harder in science. Similarly, I have uh, more such students. Similarly, I have more such students. Okay, maybe I have Calvin also here. Okay, Calvin had scored 1 mark extra than Rohit, right? But again, Calvin is 2 marks behind here, right? And he has scored 1 mark extra. So if we see average, it's a tie. Okay, this is the kind of a data I have. Now I want to find out how much did Rohit score in maths. Okay, and yeah, that's what I want to find out. For it, I mean, suppose I'll say how much Rohit scored in English, right? Sir, what nonsense! I can see he has scored 89. I know, my dear friend. Imagine this is a 64 columns big data, right? So will you every time, and I have to do such search 100 times. I have to do such search 100 times for a lot of other people. So will you do it manually? No, right? No. When you work on complex data set, you need these powerful formulas. Yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use something called as VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP is equals to VLOOKUP. Ooh, what happened? VLOOKUP, right? So it's asking me what to look up, my dear friend. So I want to look up for a student, right? I want to look up for a student. Call as Rohit. All right, good. What else? So here, let me just type Rohit instead. Let me type Rohit instead. Rohit. I'm looking for Rohit. Fine. But where are you looking for Rohit? I'm looking for Rohit in this table. So select the complete range. Done. Selected. Right. Okay. If you found Rohit, then what? If you found Rohit, then go to the one, two, third column. If you found Rohit, go to first, second, third, fourth column. Fourth column, right? Fourth column, right? Fourth column. And 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 do I need to search exactly Rohit or match anyone who is very similar to Rohit? Guys, while you are searching, it would happen, right? Rohit can be with Rohit, with can be H also, right? It happens, right? So do you want exact match of Rohit or approximate match of Rohit will also work, right? So let me tell you this, in most of the cases, please go with exact match, but you can also go with approximate match. Okay. In most of the cases, exact match is important. Okay. But in some cases, you can go with approximate match. All right. So not it will do it similar kind of names, it will find out and tell you. Hit enter. Can you see now I have 89 marks? Can you see, my dear friends? Yeah. Can you see this? Yeah. Can you see this? Yes. This is called as vertical lookup. Right? I found Rohit and then I asked fourth column, first, second, third, fourth column, what is the value of Rohit? Give it to me. Vertical lookup. VLOOKUP is one of the most used formula. If I rank which is the formula being used most in the industry, VLOOKUP is number one. because your manager is asking you reports, give me reports, give me reports, give me reports, give me this, give me that sale, give me, tell me that individual sold how many quantities, give me that department did how much sale, give me that unit how many production I have sent. VLOOKUP is the most used formula in the industry. Yeah, guys, most used formula in the industry. Okay. Done. VLOOKUP clear? Is the VLOOKUP clear, my dear friend? Okay. Now, what if data is not in this format? Data is not in this format. Data is in transpose format. Can you see data is in transpose format? This is transpose format, right? Yesterday we saw how to transpose the data. Then what to do? This same formula will not work here. Correct? This same formula will not work here. VLOOKUP is to search and find the data in this direction. What if my data is like this? Then what will I do? Very simple. There is something called as HLOOKUP. Something called as HLOOKUP. HLOOKUP. What do you want to look up? Yeah. What do you want to look up? I want to look up Calvin now. Okay. I want to check Calvin. Okay. Table. Give me the table here. Row index. So I want to check science marks. One, two, three. Three. Science. I want to check science. Three. Exact match or approximate match? Right? Exact match. Almost. Exact match. Right? Okay. Here. So can you use your OIC and let me know what would be the result? Can you use your OIC and let me know what shall be the result here? Yeah, what should be the result here? Calvin and third. Yeah, 68. Wonderful. Done. Yeah, done. Okay. VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. All right. Okay. Now index. 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 There are two things: index and match. Is equals to index. So, for example, what index will do here is select an array and select the proper row number and column number. Yeah, HLOOKUP, do you want to repeat? Okay, I'll repeat it for you. I'll repeat it for you guys. HLOOKUP, what do you want to check? I want to check Calvin in this data range. So select the range. Okay, now it will check horizontal value. Here, I want to check his science marks. So science marks is in which index number? 1, 2, 3. So I'll enter 3. Right? And again exact match. 93. So I had searched Calvin first. I searched Calvin. After I searched Calvin, I went to the third. I went to the third row here. So the corresponding value is here. Okay. Now imagine you don't want to do this search Calvin and then all do all those things, right? Okay. This is 1, 2, 3. This is 3, third column, third row. Am I right? This value is third column, third row. Am I right, guys? Yeah. So I just want to quickly go to the value which is there. Third column, third row. So for that I have index. Index. Select the data, third column, third row. Boom, 68. Third column, third row. Directly hitting the value. Okay, done. If you want to check Rohit's value, second column, third row, 70, signs of Rohit. So index can pinpoint and find a value directly by using its row number and index number. Is it clear? Is it clear? Hmm? Super, 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 super. Then what is match? What is match? Match. What do you want to check? So say I want to check. I want to check English. English. I want to check English. Where do you want to check the word English? Here. Here. Exact match, less match, or okay match. I say exact match. So if it is an exact match, it will type 0. Okay, 0. Match. So it's trying to find if exactly 80 is there in this table or not. Yeah, it's there. It's there. So it is returning how many such matches were found. Okay, how many such matches were found. Okay, so it can search a specific item and relates and give its position. It's on first position. Right? It's on first position. Okay, suppose you want to find out 70. 70 is on second position. Right? It's on second position. So it will tell you exactly where it is and its position. So match will tell you and return its position. Done? Clear? Match. Now these are some searching and filtering things. Match. 70 exactly where it is. All right. Almost all the things are there. Rows and column will tell you how many, where all different rows are there. These are all simple formulas. You can explore it. Rows. Find out number of rows here. Number of rows 4. Column will give you number of columns. These are very basic things. Usually these formulas are not used. The most used formulas I've already told you. Index is most used formulas. Match, lookup, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP are the most used formulas, guys. Okay. There is also something called as indirect. Now, indirect can point to a specific text in a particular array. So we'll talk about indirect in some time. How to use indirect. It gives you reference to any value, fixed value. All right. Condition statements we all have seen, right? Sum if, right? So I want to do sum if a particular value is found here, any one particular value which is found here, say 17. Sum if there is apples in this range. Then you add this. We have already seen this, guys. The practice sets is already there. In this range, check apple is there or not. If yes, then you add this. Otherwise, don't add it. The apple is definitely there, so it is going to add it. If the apple was not found, it would not have added it. Some ifs, some ifs, like multiple criteria. Some if, right? Number one, this. Now here, if this is there, fine. Here, if this is there, fine. Otherwise, add it. Okay. Multiple criteria, some if. The same logic goes with some if, count if, max if, mean if, mode, all the ifs. Okay. Without this, also you can use it. You can directly use some if and ifs. Directly also you can do it, or you can do it like this also. Both the things are there. I prefer using if directly. It gives me more control. Okay, rather than using some if, I would prefer if and then add some if into it. Then add some into it. Why? I like to have some more control over it. All right, or you can use this. Alternatively, this also is there. You can use this condition as well. Done. All right. Let's go ahead, guys. You know, this practice set is already there. We would request you to please practice it on the sheet. All right, please practice it on the sheet. What range do you want to add? First lookup value, match. Second lookup value, match. All right. Some ifs. I want to add this, but there are multiple criteria. Criteria number one, is there orange here? Criteria number two, if there Florida here. If you have more criteria, you can keep adding n number of criteria. If all the criteria are satisfied, it will do the sum. Otherwise, it will not do the sum. Sum if, sum ifs. Similarly, average, count, mean, max, same type. I hope now you'll be able to do it. Will you able to do it? Super, super. Okay. Now there is one amazing thing that you can always use is instead of typing the formulas here, you can use something called as insert formulas. Insert formulas. Insert formula is basically for newcomers, beginners who want to try and learn data science. Right? So you give a brief description what you want to do. Click on formula, click on insert formula. You have no idea which formula to use. Don't worry. Right? So just type what you want to do. So I want to do sum, add. Just write on AI enable, add numbers. Here, add numbers. It will automatically give you recommendation. Use some if product. So whatever you want to do, this is an AI enabled feature, my dear friend. Right? I want to search. It will tell you three ways in which you can do a search. So this is also an amazing formula which you can use. error. We'll see this, my dear friend, then we'll take a short break and then we'll come back and see some advanced features. Okay, there are multiple types of error. Number one, there is something called as if error. This formula is a universal formula. While you are implementing any formula, any functions, just add if error before it and then you do whatever you want to do. Suppose you want to do some of these things. Okay, let me do this. You cannot add characters. Okay, you cannot add characters. Am I right? So what it does is if there is an error, instead of giving you some pop-up errors which came once or twice, it can give you some message rather than that. For example, invalid numbers, right? Invalid numbers. So you try to do the sum. If there is any error, it will try to give you some predetermined message rather than giving you a big error. Okay, rather than give you a big error. For example, let's do this. Let's do 1 divided by 0. Yeah, 1 divided by 0. Can you see invalid number? Ideally, it should give me an error. If I do, listen, if I do 1 divided by 0, yeah, it should give me an error like this. It should give me an error like this. But you can test all your formulas inside if error. Whatever formula you are typing, you can test it inside if error. If there is an error, it will not give you an error. Rather, you can put up a customized method. Something went wrong. If there is an error, it will say something went wrong. Otherwise, it will run it. Okay, this is one thing. That now suppose you implemented a very complex formula and you want to check whether this formula is really working or not. Right? You can go here. You can go here and there is something called as check error formula. Check error. Here you can click and check the formula. What is wrong with your formula? Here. Show calculation steps. Right? It will tell you exactly. It will evaluate what's happening in and out. You can check and test your formula before actually implementing it. Okay, and you can edit it accordingly. All right, so this is also one thing which you can additionally use. Evaluate a formula, you put it here, you evaluate it, right? So here C43, it is giving you the result. C43 is 0, and then what will happen here? This is also one thing you can do. All right, some additional option guys. Done. Okay. Now let me tell you which is not here. There are basic types of errors. I'll give you additional documents for this. After this, we'll take a break. After this, we'll take a break and then we'll continue with some advanced formulas one by one. There are 10 different common types of formula errors that could occur when you are working with Excel. Number one, divide by zero. Divide by zero. If you try to divide anything by zero, it will give you an error called as divide by zero. Okay, divide by zero, not possible. Suppose you have a very long character and you do not give it enough space. You do not give it enough space for display. So hash 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 error will come. This is one of the most common error. It means there is a big character which I'm not able to show. So just increase the width. The error will go. Alright. Then there is something called as hash NA error. Right? That means I'm not able to find a particular value. Okay, for example, I want to do 2 divided by 3. Okay, this is what I want to do here is equals to 2 divided by 3. Oh no, not 3. This particular value I want to do more. All right. Suddenly, any one of the value is missing. Any one of the value is missing. Or let's say this apple. Can you see? Apple divided by this. I'm trying to divide apple by 0. Incorrect value. Incorrect value. So you have to check the value. Not applicable. The data is missing. The data is missing. Hash name type of a problem. I am using some value, okay, in the formula, and that name does not exist only. That name does not exist only. Hash name, null. The value is empty. Ref. I'm referring to cell D4. It does not exist only. Okay. For example, you know, I wrote something here 2, 3, maybe 3 here, and I wrote a formula is equals to 2 divided by 3. 2 divided by this. Suddenly I deleted this. I deleted that particular cell only. Can you see hash ref? Because it is referring to something which is no longer existing. Deleted. Done? Done? Hash number. Oops. Hash num. That means the number you are using in the calculation, there is something wrong with the number. That number is either not in correct formula or that number is incorrect. Number problem. Alright? Hash calc. Complex calculation you are doing, and there is logical issues with your calculation. It will give you hash calc error. Right? Hash cal error. That will be. Okay, done. These are various types of error that you will receive when you are working with Excel. Right? Let me repeat it. If you try to divide anything by 0, div by 0 error. Div by 0 error. Number 1. This error. Pond errors. Pond errors. If something is not able to fit in the cell size is just too small for it. Right? It's just too small for it. Can you see this hash hash hash? Okay. All you need to do is just give it some space. Values. You are referring to a value which is not there, not applicable. NA, not applicable. So when you're using NA, that means you are referring to a value in your formula and it does not exist. Okay, it does not exist, not applicable. Name, name. I'm referring to a cell and that cell is not here. Value that is returned is 0 or null. No value being returned. That's called as null. Reference. I wrote a formula, right? I wrote a formula E6 plus E6 divided by E7. Later on, E6 was deleted. There is no more E6. So reference cell is only missing. Earlier the value was missing. Now the cell is only missing. Okay. Value. Value I talked about, right? If you are trying to divide, see here I was trying to divide by something and it was returning me a garbage value. Wrong calculation calc value. Okay. Invalid number. If the number itself is invalid, which you are trying to do calculation, you are trying to find count, right? You are trying to find average. The number itself is invalid. Hash num error. These are the 10 different types of very common errors that you will see on a day-to-day basis. Now you know what this error stands for. Additionally, I'll give you some pustak which you can refer. Plus, how to handle error. You can use if error to test your conditions. Plus, error checking, that also you can do. Plus, you can use insert function also. Right? Understood? Hash name is very simple. Suppose you have written a formula, okay, and Excel is not able to understand the formula itself. For example, this is equals to Ajit. Ajit, uh, world's best, world's best mentor. Okay. So what it'll do is it'll try to find out is there any formula called as Ajit? No, there is no formula called as Ajit. Is there any formula called as Ajit? No. So it's giving you, it's telling you, yeah. What is Ajit? I don't have Ajit listed in my directory. I have some count if we look up H look up. What is Ajit? Right? Suppose you mistype formula, that's the error you will get. Clear? Done? So if you have to do sum, right, and somehow mistakenly you wrote sun, uh, right? Uh, Different types of errors. You should be aware of these errors while you are working with so many complex data. Done? Shall we take a short break now? And I will jump to few very exciting part. Shall we take a short break now? Yeah. Yes. I believe this calls for a break. Okay. Be advised, we will extend the session by some minutes. Okay. 10 minutes or so because we started 10 minutes late. And today is part two. We'll be ending things. There are very important announcement at the end of the day. So don't go away. Wait. Exciting things coming up. Thank you so much, guys. A short break, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for the next part? Yes. Shall we move to the next part? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So far, any doubts? So far, any doubts? Formula, help. All these things are there, but there are a lot of extra things that I have discussed already. Cool enough, guys. Cool enough. Okay. If it is still not making sense where I'm gonna use all of these things, don't worry. Right? Slowly, you will learn and understand. These all things are the most important things in the industry. Now, let me talk about two to three very important things, very important features of Microsoft Excel. Number one, you know, as an analyst, right? I'm a data analyst, correct? We're learning everything and anything related to data analyst. Data analyst is basically who will be studying the data from different perspective. He'll apply a lot of formulas, mean, median, max, mode, and so many things, and he'll try to find out, oh, what is happening, correct? What is happening? So there are some amazing features. One of the features is called as pivot table. Have you guys heard of it? Pivot table is something which can create multiple views of your data. All right. For example, this is your data, right? This data simply says days, the salesperson, right? The product, beer, wine, soda, right? Yeah, it's raining. Okay. And the amount of sales that they have done. Correct. This is what is there. Now I want to study this data from various different perspectives. This particular table, I want to study it from all the different angles. Now that can be done with a very amazing and a very powerful AI based feature called as pivot tables. Again, one of the most used feature in the industry. इंडस्ट्री में वी लुकअप एच लुकअप पाइवट टेबल ये सारी चीजें बहुत ज्यादा यूज होती है. All you need to do here, my dear friend, is first have a table. This is the table. Click on insert. Click on insert. And once you click on insert, there are two options. Number one is recommended pivot table, AI enabled. Okay, AI enabled pivot table. I will give you a lot of recommendations. Let's click on that. So what recommendation is it giving me? Is do I want to study this table based on the amount of each salesperson or based on the amount of the product, right? I can study it based on anything. So it has given me two possible things. Or I can create a blank pivot table also and I can study it. Also, last time, do you remember we connected multiple data sources, website, this, that, whatnot? Yeah, we did, right? I can do that also. I can do that also. Okay. So let me just study the product and the amount. I'll click on it and click on OK. Another tool will open up which is called as pivot table analyzer, right? Pivot table analyzer. Okay, done. Here. Yeah, right. This will automatically pop up. All right. Now here there are four basic operations that you can do in a pivot table. See, pivot table is, you have a simple data set, you have it, right? Which your data engineer has given you. Correct? Data engineer gave me a data set, right? Now I'm a data analyst. Who am I? Data analyst. I will analyze the data. I'll see how much the data is meaningful for me. And I'll try to make sense out of the data. So I need mean, median, most, average, if condition, statements, and or XOR. Right? I'll apply all of those things and try to make sense in the data. Okay. Another thing that I'll do is pivot table. Same table, different views. Okay, I'll show you how. There are four important things here. Now have a look at the bottom. Have a look here. Have a look here. Number one, I can choose. I can choose which row I want. So row is like this, right? So I want to say, okay, row is my amount. Okay, amount. All right. Or maybe I will go with product. Product. Rows. Rows. One row, two row, three row. One row, two row, three row. Pivot. Yeah, I'll come to it. Have a look at this example. It will clear your concept. Let's have an example first. Okay, then I'll again repeat it what pivot table does. Pivot table is you have a table ready, right? Data engineer gave you a table. After that, I had put a lot of if condition, this condition. I have tried to create a more better version of the same table that my data engineer has given by putting a lot of conditions, by adding some average, mean, median, max, putting into right format, right? Putting up a lot of conditions, looking up the value, searching up the value. All these are roles of whose data analyst. I'm a data analyst now. Data analyst also uses something called as pivot table, creating multiple views of the same thing, same table. Okay, so table I selected, right? I'll do it again for you. I'll do it again for you. This is my table, right? This is my table. I want to study this table in multiple views from various different angles. I want to study which salesperson did how much sales in which month and when, which product was sold in which month, who is the best selling, who is the worst selling product, best selling salesperson. A lot of things I want to study. That's what my job is, right? As a business analyst. So I'll select this. I'll go to insert. There's something called as pivot table. Rearranging and arranging complex data into a different table. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is okay. Give say okay. Okay. I can give name of this table. There's a new table which is getting created. Now you choose the data which you have selected, right? That data is there. All the fields of that data is listed here. Date, sales, product, and amount. Am I right? I can add more tables. I can add more fields. Now maybe a rows. Now I'll build a new table out of that. Rows. I selected rows. Did you see row popped up? Row popped up. Now in column, I want to see the amount. Maybe I want to see the salesperson. Rows with salesperson. Right? Along with this, in the amount, I would put who sold how much. I can put it here also. Right? I can put it here also. Or I can also put it here, value. Let me repeat it for you. I can create a new table from my original table. With this new table is called as pivot table. It is basically to rearrange, summarize, analyze my original data set in any number of wild possibilities and combinations. So there are four criteria which I can specify. Number one, what is the which row I want? What do I want in my row? What do I want in my column? Number two, column. So you decide what you want in row. You decide what you want in column. Right? Number one, value. Row and column. So what value should it show? That also you decide. Should it show the sum? You can change it, you can make it count, it will show you the count. So Annie sold 2 beers. Okay, Maria sold 1 soda. Count, or maybe just some. Okay, minimum, maximum, all those things you can do. So Annie sold beer value 2,105 rupees, right? Dollar, it was dollars. Sum of what Annie has sold. Now I can filter, I can apply a filter. I only want to see based on date, based on date. On this date, what was done? On this date, what was done? Maybe no, I want to remove this, so I'll remove it. I want to search it by product. Okay, beer, beer. Who sold beer? Only Annie has sold beer. Soda. Only Maria has sold soda. Filter I can apply. Okay, different types of filter, right? If I select all and put it in my rows, can you see based on days who has sold how much is easily available here? Can you see this? June this much, this person this much. So whenever you put date, it automatically splits it into days, month, and years. So maybe I want to remove days, so it will show only month, right? It will show only month. July, who had sold how much, or maybe I can add days also. July, in this date, it was Annie sold 1400, on 23rd June this much. So this is called as grouping. Can you see the grouping is happening? This is called as grouping, right? Data within data, data within data. It might look little confusing to you, but the entire magic is happening here. What do you want into row and column, right? What do you want into your row and column? Pivot table is basically to analyze it. So this table I have created, I just want to understand month-wise sales. Month-wise, this table will talk about month month-wise sales, right? Done by all salesperson. Am I right? This is what it is talking about, correct? My original table was not talking directly this, correct? Yeah, super. Now imagine your project manager asks you, I want month-wise sales. Okay, sir, pivot table done. I want to understand the performance of salesperson. Okay, sir, done. I want to understand which product is selling fast. Give me an average. Give me mean, max. I can do all of those things. Do you see to what level of madness I can take it to? Can you imagine a very complex data set, a very complex data set, and so many different views? I can create 100 plus pivot table for a simple sales data set of DMart. एक डीमार्ट का डेटा सेट है ना, मैं इतने तरीके से स्टडी कर सकता हूँ, यू हैव नो आइडिया, यूजिंग अ सिंपल पाइवट टेबल. Have you guys heard of Power BI Tableau? Have you guys heard of it? Uh, Now that is that is grandfather of, that is papa of pivot tables. Power BI क्या है? Power BI है ना pivot tables का बाप है, ठीक है? Power BI pivot tables का बाप है. So do you guys want an upcoming session on Power BI where we can do more of this? Yes, do you guys want an upcoming session of Power BI? Yeah, cool enough. Okay, so we'll plan it. Okay, we'll plan it and we'll let you know. Power BI would be a continuation of this. where you can do all of these things by using a special software, which is again a Microsoft software, Microsoft Power BI. BI stands for Business Intelligence. Business Intelligence, right? Please pardon my handwriting, guys. Okay, some of you must be, I get that, sir. It's all good, but sir, you always write half things and then you always do, right? The reason behind this is my sister. She's a doctor. Okay, so I copy her handwriting. Thank you. Okay, Power BI. We'll catch up with Power BI next, where this and many amazing features are there. Excel got evolved into Power BI, to be very honest. Okay, where there are more AI enabled features. Then coming back to this, many pivot tables I can create. One, I can create more pivot table, insert more pivot table, and I can study it as much as I want. Okay, not only I can study some, I can also, you know, add this, change the setting, average, average I can study, some I can study. I can also study the count, product, count, see, automatically it is happening. Can you see? Let me just minimize this a bit. Can you see? So here, Annie, what is the total amount she have sold? Average, what she had sold? Total, how many products she have sold? Right? Day wise bifurcation, June, July. Same goes for Maria and Mark, everybody. Then I got a total also, total average, total sales, total count. Do you see how beautifully I'm able to study a data in such an easy way? Correct? All right. Two more amazing features that are there. Let me just remove one of few things, guys, from here, just to make it fit into our. I'll just make it short so that it is more visible. Okay. All right. Now I have something called a slicer. Insert slicer. Insert slicer is here. It's here. It's here. It's here. And it's here. Can you see it? Done. Click on insert slicer. I want to quickly slice my data or filter the data based on the salesperson. Yeah, very quickly. अरे एनी ने कितना सेल किया भाई, ये रहा, देखिए. अरे लॉरा दीदी ने कितना सेल्स किया, ये रहा. मारिया दीदी ने कितना सेल्स किया, ये रहा. मार्क भैया, ये रहा. Quickly, I can clear it. I can clear it. It will show all. Right? I can insert slicer based on anything I want. देखो एक छोटा प्यारा डैशबोर्ड जैसा बन रहा है. Cool. Now there is also something called as timeline. Timeline. It's kind of a special slicer based on time, date, month, etc. But for that, your data set should have date and time. ऐसा नहीं करना है कि डेटा सेट में डेट एंड टाइम ही नहीं और टाइमलाइन लगा रहे हो. टाइमलाइन ये देखो जरा, इधर बाय मंथ. बाय मंथ, जुलाई, देखो जुलाई. ओके, दिस इज टाइमलाइन. जुलाई में क्या हुआ भाई, जून में क्या हुआ भाई, अगस्त में क्या हुआ, कुछ नहीं, सितंबर है ही नहीं डेटा उसका. जून और जुलाई का ये, तो जुलाई में क्या हुआ, what happened in this quarter. Quarter, you know what is quarter? Quarter means industry works in quarter. Okay, industry industry works in quarter मतलब, do you know what is quarter? इंडस्ट्री पी के काम कर रहा है ऐसा नहीं है. इंडस्ट्री एक साल को क्वार्टर में डिवाइड करता है, 4 months. ठीक है. 4 months. Yes, yes. इंडस्ट्री पी के काम नहीं कर रहा भाई, ठीक है. क्वार्टर एक वर्ड है, ईयर वाइज, डेज वाइज, मंथ वाइज. लास्ट 10 years I want to see. So my data set should have that data. My dear friends, the reason why I'm not using very complex data set क्योंकि फिर concept समझ में नहीं आया. Okay, but I'll definitely share you complex, very complex data set. ठीक है. uh, Month wise, here my month wise is June, July, extended, and you study time wise. This is called as timeline slice. Done. Now once this is done, I can create various different types of graphs. है ना, फिर मेरे पास ग्राफ भी है ना, मैं ग्राफ भी क्रिएट कर सकता हूँ. ईयर वाइज कर दूंगा तो फुल ईयर आ जाएगा मेरे पास, ईयर वाइज, मंथ वाइज. आई कैन क्रिएट डिफरेंट ग्राफ्स. चल, ग्राफ कैसे क्रिएट करना है? You select your data, click on insert, and there is something called as AI tool. You can use recommended charts जो AI enabled है, which can tell you इस टाइप के डेटा सेट के लिए कौन सा चार्ट सही रहेगा. There are multiple different types of charting options that are available. I will quickly discuss which chart option is good. Okay, then I will give you a practice set. Practice set में you have to implement each different types of data sets, each different types of chart. Okay. Now every type of a chart option is basically for a very specific type of a data. इसको कोई भी कहीं भी ऐसे अपने मर्जी से यूज नहीं कर सकते. You cannot just use anything anywhere anyhow. हर एक टाइप का चार्ट का कोई मतलब होता है, राइट? वो मतलब समझना है कि कौन सा चार्ट किसके लिए सबसे बेस्ट है. कब लाइन चार्ट यूज करना है, कब बार चार्ट यूज करना है, कब एरिया चार्ट यूज करना है, कब सरफेस चार्ट, एरिया चार्ट, व्हेन टू यूज व्हाट टाइप ऑफ a chart. Okay, you should know. So what I'm gonna do here is, चलो एक तो पहले चार्ट क्रिएट कर लेते हैं. Okay, column chart. Just select this. Microsoft Excel में when you create pivot charts, the charts themselves has filters. चार्ट के अंदर ये जो चार्ट बनाओगे इसमें भी फिल्टर रहेगा, ठीक है. देखो, एनी तो सिर्फ एनी का बताएगा. यू वांट फॉर एवरीवन, सबका बताएगा. You want to filter it by date and time, you can filter it by date, time and month. You want to filter it by product, beer, ठीक है. हमारे सारे बच्चे बियर का नाम सुन सुन के, है ना. Alright, okay, then okay, charts. There are multiple types of charts that are available, my dear friend. All you need to do is select data and click on charts and use it. Shall I tell you very quickly what type of chart is used when, है ना, बियर आ गया है और इतनी सारी चीजें आ गई है तो चार्ट और चखना तो चाहिए, है ना. बियर आ गई तो चार्ट तो चाहिए. चलो चार्ट के बारे में कुछ बता दो. Okay, and we'll quickly talk about when to use what type of a chart. Okay. Suppose you want to compare a particular type of a sales sales type of a value. Different type of charts means different type of things. आपको क्विकली कंपेयर करना है लास्ट ईयर और ये ईयर के बीच में क्या चल रहा है, 2 सालों के बीच का कंपैरिजन. ओके, तो क्या यूज करोगे? कॉलम चार्ट. डन. डन. Line chart. Line chart is basically to find trend. स्टॉक का प्राइस बढ़ रहा है, नीचे जा रहा है, बढ़ रहा है, नीचे जा रहा है, एक साल के अंदर, विद इन दैट ईयर, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, इज इट गोइंग डाउन अप, सेल्स अप जा रहा है, डाउन जा रहा है, अप जा रहा है, डाउन जा रहा है, ट्रेंड फाइंड करने के लिए कॉलम चार्ट कंपैरिजन के लिए, लाइन चार्ट ट्रेंड फॉलो करने के लिए, ओके ओके, पाई चार्ट फ्रैक्शन, टोटल है, टोटल में से किसमें क्या हो रहा है, फ्रैक्शन 360 डिग्री में, that is why pie chart, and there is also donut chart somewhere, donut chart दिख रहा है कहीं, नहीं दिख रहा, पाई चार्ट और डोनट चार्ट होता है, हाँ ये रहा डोनट चार्ट, ओके, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ डोनट चार्ट. डोनट चार्ट इज लाइक हमारे पास जितना भी है उसमें से, सपोज आई से आई हैव अ टोटल वन डे, in total one day, what part of my day I am using for studying, what part of my day I am using for playing games, right? What part of my day is I'm playing for all these things. So out of total, what is my contribution? That is my pie chart. Advanced version is called as donut chart. Donut chart. Done? Done? Clear? I'll give you Pustak. The Pustak will have all the comparison, when to use which, and I'll also give you a data set. I'll also give you a data set. डेटा सेट ऐसे नीचे लिखा रहेगा, पाई चार्ट बनाओ, ये चार्ट बनाओ, वो चार्ट बनाओ, जो भी चार्ट बनाने के लिए बोला जाएंगे, मिर्ची मसाला डालना, वो चार्ट बना ले, ठीक है. तो डोंट वरी कि सर प्रैक्टिस करने नहीं मिला हमें, अरे कुछ चीजें बात के लिए भी होती है, राइट? हाँ, if I make this session 8 hour session, you only will get bored. Okay, so I'll leave certain things, I'll give you certain things for practice. All right, done? Clear? Then I have bar chart. ठीक है, बार में जाके जो चार्ट, नहीं वो वाला नहीं, सॉरी, बार चार्ट इज दो इंडिविजुअल आइटम के बीच का कंपैरिजन. फॉर एग्जांपल हियर, यू नो, मैथ्स में लोग कितना अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, साइंस में लोग कितना अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, दो इंडिविजुअल आइटम्स का कंपैरिजन के लिए बार चार्ट यूज होता है. देन now bar chart have some additional options, 3D options, stacked options, एक के ऊपर एक डाल दो स्टैक हो जाता है, ठीक, एडिशनल ऑप्शंस. देन वी हैव एरिया. एरिया ऑप्शन आया ही इसीलिए है जहां आप ग्रुप को समझ सकते हो, while you can study a group. For example, if this is there, right? If I study quarter wise, quarter one क्या हुआ, quarter two क्या हुआ, quarter three क्या हुआ, right? Over a big period of time, this is what I use. Okay. So अगर मैं ये अपना डेटा क्वार्टर में डिवाइड करूंगा ना, जो कि मैं कर सकता हूँ ना, my data set I can create in form of quarter also, correct? Yes or no? हाँ जी, yes or no? hmm So if I'm studying quarter or a period of time, 3 महीने का स्टडी करना है, 6 महीने का स्टडी करना है ना, लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन ऑफ टाइम का स्टडी करना है, तो आई क्रिएट एरिया ग्राफ. एरिया ग्राफ विल लुक लाइक दिस. देखो देखो क्या बता रहा है, ये ब्लू बता रहा है 1 जून से 6 जून, ठीक है, 1 जून से 6 जून से लेकर के एनी ने ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम कितना किया है. दिस चार्ट आई यूज. अगेन चार्ट मतलब आपको सेंस भी तो बनना चाहिए, इसमें 3D चार्ट भी है, 3 dimensional charts भी है, which will make things look more exciting. So I'll give you all these things, when to use what chart. Bubble chart. Okay. बबल चार्ट यहाँ पे नहीं दिखाएगा आपको क्योंकि डेटा उस हिसाब से नहीं था. नाउ व्हेन टू यूज बबल चार्ट. बबल चार्ट यूजुअली हम तब यूज करते हैं जब हमारे पास एक ही आइटम है, कभी उसका प्राइस 20 रुपए, कभी उसका प्राइस 100 रुपए, कभी उसका प्राइस 500 रुपए. खाली बियर को स्टडी करना होगा मुझे ना, व्हाट इज द प्राइस गोइंग अप एंड डाउन, वेयर एंड व्हेन. ओनली जस्ट वन सिंगल आइटम इफ आई हैव टू स्टडी इट. स्टॉक मार्केट में ये यूज होता है गाइस, राइट? स्टॉक मार्केट में यूज होता है. देन सिंगल डेटा पॉइंट्स, राइट, एट इरेगुलर इंटरवल, कब क्या जा रहा है, एकदम सी अभी का डेटा पॉइंट है बड़ा स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड है ना, 6 जून को 1 जून को 23 जून को, राइट? स्टॉक मार्केट ये तो एवरी सेकंड फ्लक्चुएट होता रहता है। टिकट प्राइस, एयरलाइन टिकट प्राइस, क्लियर? एयरलाइन टिकट प्राइस, ओके। मैप, ये मैप दिखाता है आपको, ये दिखा देता हूँ, ये बहुत ब्यूटीफुल चीज है। सो फॉर एग्जांपल आई हैव कंट्री लाइक इंडिया, फ्रांस, जर्मनी and give me some more country name. USA, इंडिया की इंडिया में द नंबर ऑफ पूल पीपल 20,000, फ्रांस में 12,000, जर्मनी में 11,000, यूएसए में 9,000, something like this. We have a data. Okay, we have a data. Yeah, now we can add Japan also. We have Japan also. Japan में so pool we were like 8,900 something. Done. I'll select this data. Okay, and charts, charts, all charts, map chart, insert, click on OK, click on OK, give it some time, give it some time, give it some time, give it some time, or else we'll try it again. What it will do here is, okay, for using this feature you require good internet connectivity. Okay, without internet connectivity this feature will not work. Let me do it again for you. Yeah, pop that. Can you see? Can you see this? Please put country and sales, convert it into a table, and then try to do it. Can you see this? Can you see my chart? Yeah, maximize it. It requires internet connectivity. Can you see India is dark here? Because India has got more sales or more cold people. USA lighter, here lighter. Japan is also here. See, Japan is also here. Right? This is AI enabled. It will automatically fetch the country and give you a full list of such features. Done. It connects to internet, guys. Without internet, it will not work. In some of your PC, there must be a yellow bar coming up on the top asking you to give permission. Please give permission. If there is a yellow pop-up coming on the top, it is asking for the permission. Plus, you have to go to files, more, option. And do you remember there was something called as connected services at the starting we have discussed? Yeah, that connected experience should be turned on. Have a look at the recording. More, option. Right here, privacy setting, and then connected experience, right? Yeah, this should be turned on. Then only you will be able to use this feature. All right, cool. insert. There is also called as 3D map, which is more amazing. So I had trained many of the companies to use 3D maps now for their presentation. Allow it some time, guys. It takes a little bit of time. It will take a while because it connects to internet, load all of amazing dependencies. 3D map. Please click on 3D map. I hope you're trying this along with me. I'll give you a lot of practice sets, no doubt. But then there are a lot of additional things I'm doing here, guys. Okay. See, this popped up. This popped up. Can you see? Yeah, this popped up. This is a 3D map on which your data would be presented. Can you see dot here? Let me just zoom in. See, my data point is here. My data point is here. Now I can add fields and categories. See, sales. In India, what was my sales? Zoom out, right? Japan, Japan. This was the sales in Japan. So I can do this on a amazing 3D map also. Can you see it here? Yeah. And I can add a lot of filters here also. I can add a lot of filters and countries and regions and everything. Bar graph, bubble graph, many different types of graphs I can put on it. Heat map also I can put, right, instead of bar graph, right? Sales. Not only this, there are many different types of maps I can use. See here, 3D. Insert 3D maps. Can you see, Calvin? Select the data, insert 3D map. Here. Okay. I've been training many industries to use this now rather than using the boring two-dimensional maps. You can create various different scenes, various different advanced maps like this. Custom maps, can you see? Brilliant picturization, guys. Right? Brilliant picturization you can do. You can change the theme of this. You can convert this into a flat map also. See, it is now a flat map. Okay, it is now a flat map. Okay, then I can do that. Once I have done with everything, I can create a video out of it. Right, I can do all the presentation. Very good morning, everybody. I am Calvin from Accenture. I'm your data scientist, and today I have studied and presenting a research regarding the sales of mobile device across the India, across the world. Okay, as we have seen, India has in this much population. We have this data. It is put up into this format. You can go ahead with all the things. Add a soundtrack and report. Add a soundtrack, etc., and export this. It will give you a nice video which you can present it. Data visualization. Right. So now, my dear friends, data engineering is done. Data analysis also you have seen how it is done. Now what we are doing here is called as business analysis. Am I right? Producing these types of advanced charts and reports using pivot tables to study and take business decisions is what my business analysts do. My business analyst should know all these things, and my business analyst will take decisions now. He will decide uh, what product should be sold where and how much should I manufacture or not, which product will come on the first shelf, which will go in the last shelf. Okay, which whom should I give the contract, whom I should not give the contract. Okay, now this thing get into a lot of retail, guys. It is not this simple. It gets into a lot of details. All right, advanced this chart. Thereafter, other chart options that we have. Let me go through all of these. I'll give you data set. Don't worry, sir. It would have been best if I have got some opportunity to practice it. I know, but time constraint is there. But I'll give you data set. Right? Just spend some time. Okay. All right. Map. Map done. Map. Amazing. It's an amazing thing. Okay. All right. Now, similarly, we have stock comparing high and close values of a particular thing. Okay, high and close value of a particular thing. Stock chart. Okay, stock chart. Basically for stock market study. टुडे स्टॉक कितना हाई गया कितना लो गया कब क्लोज हुआ उसके लिए एक पूरा चार्ट ही बना दिया स्पेशलाइज्ड स्टॉक मार्केट वैल्यूज को स्टडी करने के लिए वी हैव अ स्पेशल चार्ट ऑलराइट सरफेस चार्ट व्हाट सरफेस चार्ट हियर डू इज देयर आर 2 to 3 डेटा सेट्स एक नहीं मल्टीपल डेटा सेट्स है हमारे पास अभी तो एक ही डेटा सेट है ना मल्टीपल डेटा सेट को एक साथ स्टडी करना है तो कैसे स्टडी करेंगे यूजिंग सरफेस चार्ट वो ऐसा कॉम्प्लेक्स डेटा चार्ट बना के देता है अगेन इसके वेराइटीज है radar chart now radar chart talks about very simple thing instead of very boring rows and column है ना every time we are arranging data in rows and column why don't we put it into a circular position like this ठीक है इस तरीके से an interesting way of presenting the data that's it okay जैसे ये ना बाहर वाला एक एनी का है एनी इतने से इतना सेल्स किया उससे कम सेल्स किया है मार्क ने तो मार्क का अंदर है ग्राफ उससे कम सेल्स किया इसने तो उसका उसके अंदर है सेम थिंग इंस्टेड ऑफ पुटिंग इन कॉलम एंड रोज आई एम पुटिंग इट एज अ रेडार टाइप ऑफ थिंग्स जो सबसे ज्यादा किया वो बाहर जिससे कम जो उससे कम जो उससे कम क्लियर इसके भी अगेन वेराइटीज है रेडार टाइप ऑफ चार्ट देन वी हैव ट्री मैप ये कैटेगराइजेशन पे काम करता है नॉट एक्स एंड वाई लेट मी जस्ट कैटेगराइज इट सो सोडा सी सोडा बियर वाइन सोडा उसको कैटेगराइज कर दिया हायरार्की लेवल पे कैटेगराइजेशन के व्यू में हमें देखना है दैट इज माय ट्री मैप सनबर्स्ट सनबर्स्ट नाउ व्हाट सनबर्स्ट डज इज वेरी सिंपल रिंग फॉर्मेट में रहेगा ओके प्लस हायरार्की imagine this is a combination of radar chart and pie chart cool radar chart and pie chart का combination where सबसे इनर मोस्ट सर्कल में जो सबसे ज्यादा है वो दिखेगा और धीरे धीरे इट विल इंक्रीज इट विल ग्रो 1 लेवल 2 लेवल 3 लेवल सी ये सोडा है इतने में इतना सोल्ड हुआ फिर बाद में इतना सोल्ड हुआ फिर बाद में इतना सोल्ड हुआ राइट सो इट विल ग्रो सन ऑलराइट टाइमलाइंस के लिए बहुत बेस्ट रहता है टाइम अगर दिखाना है आपको फिर वी हैव हिस्टोग्राम नाउ हिस्टोग्राम बेसिकली हम यूज करते हैं when we want to show frequencies within any distribution ये stats में यूज होता है stats में frequency and distribution का one particular thing कितना distributed है एक range में फॉर एग्जाम्पल 500 to 1000 रुपीज का कितना सेल्स हुआ है, तो ये हिस्टोग्राम बताएगा, कॉम्बिनेशन ग्रुपिंग 1000 to 2000 का, सी each bar is a combination of things of a range को स्टडी करते हैं। 500 के अंदर कितने प्रोडक्ट है, 500 से 1000 के अंदर का कितना सेल्स हुआ, 1000 से 1500 रुपए के अंदर हाउ मच सेल्स वी हैव डन, सो व्हिच रेंज इज द हाई सेलिंग, तो मेरे कस्टमर्स का एवरेज कार्ट वैल्यू क्या पता चल जाएगा। गाइस, आर यू एबल टू रिलेट इट, आर यू एबल टू रिलेट इट, या डन, ऑलराइट, ऑलराइट, बॉक्स एंड विस्कर्स, राइट, बॉक्स एंड विस्कर्स, ये बॉक्स एंड विस्कर्स मीन वैल्यूज को हाईलाइट करता है, राइट, मीन वैल्यूज को हाईलाइट करता है। एक बॉक्स में मीन वैल्यू रहती है और दूसरा होता है हमारा आउटलाइनर, मिनिमम मैक्सिमम बताता है। ओके, बॉक्स एंड विस्कर्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ डेटा ओवर क्वार्टाइल, फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट, सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट, थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट, राइट, उसमें डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन बताता है। क्वार्टाइल, क्वार्टर में क्या चल रहा है, दैट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन विल शो। वाटरफॉल, वाटरफॉल, वाटरफॉल इज फाइनेंशियल डेटा रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए दे रहे हैं। ओके, इनिशियली कितना था और धीरे धीरे उसमें कुछ पॉजिटिविटी आई या नेगेटिविटी आई, तो यहाँ बढ़िया है, देखो ये वैल्यू ग्रीन होता जा रहा है, अगर कहीं पे रेड हो गया मतलब डिक्रीज हो रहा है, सो इट ओनली टॉक्स अबाउट वैल्यू बढ़ रहा है या कम हो रहा है, सो एवरीवेयर वैल्यू इज इंक्रीजिंग। अगर किसी भी जगह पे सोडा डिप हो रहा होता, वाइन डिप हो रहा होता, तो वो आपका यहाँ पे यू कैन सी ऑन द टॉप डिक्रीजेस ऑरेंज कलर, वो ऑरेंज कलर हो जाता है, राइट। तो फाइनेंशियली इंक्रीज हो रहा है या डिक्रीज हो रहा है, फाइनेंशियल डेटा स्टडी करने के लिए वी हैव वाटरफॉल। ओके, वी हैव फनल, नाउ फनल मॉडल स्टेज 1, स्टेज 2, स्टेज 3, स्टेज 4 क्या चल रहा है, प्रोसेस बताया गया। यूजुअली ये सेल्स फिगर के लिए नहीं होता है, सो इट सेज बियर का कितना सेल्स हुआ, वाइन का कितना हुआ, किसमें ज्यादा है, सोडा सबसे ज्यादा सेल हुआ है, फॉलोड अप बाय बियर, क्विक कंपैरिजन, फनल बेस्ड, सबसे कम ये वाला सोडा सेल हुआ है फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर टाइप ऑफ अ मंथ, फनल वे में करते हैं। Now imagine you want to use multiple, suppose आपको multiple different use करने हैं, combination, you want to use multiple combinations of any chart, right, you can do that by using combo charts। okay, combo charts जब आप use करोगे, आप multiple charts को एक साथ use कर सकते हैं, but for that you need a complex data, combination of chart, but for that you need to select at least 2 data set, so उसके लिए complex data set चाहिए। okay. This also 2 data sets, guys, so maybe I select this, and I put it here, combination data set। देखो मैंने 2 data set select किया, right, I selected 2 data sets, now I can create a combination of 2 to 3 data, इसमें से कितने भी charts में यूज कर सकता हूँ। क्लस्टर्ड चार्ट यूज करना है सर, बार चार्ट यूज कर लो, बार चार्ट के साथ साथ सर आप एक पाई चार्ट भी डाल दो। ओके, पाई चार्ट इसके साथ सेट नहीं बैठेगा, एरिया चार्ट डाल, एरिया चार्ट विद पाई चार्ट, राइट, I can combine multiple charts and study the data, that's called as combo charts। for that you need one or more combination of data sets। Done, done guys, all right, with this we will end today's session before everybody drops out। there are few more amazing features that you should know or you should study, ओके, आई क्विकली टेल यू इन 2 मिनट्स और क्या क्या स्टडी किया जा सकता है या और क्या क्या इंटरेस्टिंग चीजें हैं. There is something called as what if analysis. Suppose you have something like this: data what if. कई बार ऐसे होता है ना कि यू डू अ कैलकुलेशन. पता है ब्रो, अगर मुझे ना अभी ये सब्जेक्ट में इतना मार्क्स आ जाएगा ना तो मेरा 60% हो जाएगा. यू गाइस डू दैट कैलकुलेशन. अरे अब पास होना है तो इस सब्जेक्ट में इतना मार्क्स तो लाना पड़ेगा, है ना. वो कैलकुलेशन किया ही होगा ना. हाँ, किया ही होगा. That calculation we can do here also. Suppose this is item and it is cost. Okay, I can create many scenarios. Say I say uh, pen pen 20, pen rate change. Okay, pen rate change कर रहा हूँ. तो इसमें क्या होगा, मैं सिनेरियो चेक करूंगा कि अगर पेन का रेट 20 रुपीज हो जाएगा और स्टेपल का रेट 40 रुपीज हो जाएगा और पेंसिल का रेट 10 रुपीज हो जाएगा, राइट, और बाकी दो चेंज नहीं होते, तो क्या होगा. तो क्या होगा, मैंने एक सिनेरियो ऐसा क्रिएट कर लिया. ऐसे में मल्टीपल सिनेरियोस क्रिएट कर सकता हूँ, राइट. ये एक सिनेरियो, दो सिनेरियो, तीन सिनेरियोस क्रिएट किए मैंने. फिर आई क्लिक ऑन समराइज. समरी आई कैन व्यू इट डायरेक्टली और आई कैन क्रिएट अ पाइवट टेबल आउट ऑफ इट. पाइवट टेबल नहीं, समरी क्रिएट कर. क्लिक ऑन ओके. गिव इट सम टाइम. यस, हियर ये अपने आप क्रिएट हो गया. देखो क्या है, दिस इज माय करंट वैल्यू. ओके. फिर अगर सिनेरियो वन कुछ वैल्यू चेंज हुआ तो क्या होगा. सिनेरियो टू, राइट. सो ये देखो यहाँ पे चेंज हुआ है. अगर ये 25 का 28,000 होगा तो क्या, 10,000 का 97,000 हुआ, 9700 हुआ तो क्या. तो ये सारे सिनेरियो देखो, ये मैंने चेंज किया ना. पेन रेट 10 का 20 कर दिया, 50 का 40 कर दिया तो क्या होगा. तो इट विल टेल यू all kind of reverse calculation and all kind of varieties. That is what if analysis. Clear? What if analysis. Okay, what if analysis. Similarly, we have something called as goal seek. Goal seek. अगर एक पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू मैच करती है किसी एक पर्टिकुलर चीज को 40,000, ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल दिस, मे बी दिस, तो इट विल गिव यू ओके. इट विल टेल यू ओके, मैच हो गया, वो वैल्यू मिल गया. ओके, गोल सीक मतलब मुझे 60% चाहिए, तो गोल सीक यूज करना है आपको. आई गिव यू सम प्रैक्टिस सेट जिसमें आप ये प्रैक्टिस कर पाओगे. ओके, ऑलराइट. नाउ सपोज आपने कोई एक ईएमआई एजुकेशन लोन लिया है. लास्ट फॉर्मूला फॉर दैट, आपने ईएमआई लोन लिया है, रेट 10% है, मंथ इतना है, लोन इतना है, ईएमआई इतना निकल रहा है एट 10%. नाउ यू वांट टू कैलकुलेट, अगर 2% होता तो कितना आता, 3% होता तो कितना आता, 4% होता तो कितना आता. आपको ये सब कैलकुलेट करना है सपोज, राइट. बट यू ओनली नो 10% का कितना ईएमआई. तो फॉर दैट देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज डेटा टेबल. आपने ये सेलेक्ट किया ईएमआई, आप डाल दो आपको और कौन कौन सी ईएमआई चाहिए. सेलेक्ट दिस टेबल, क्लिक ऑन डेटा टेबल, राइट. It will give you all the required books. Sorry, did I mess it up? Just give me a second. Yeah, here, here. It will give me all the possible combinations of 2%, 3%, 3%, 4%, 5%, 6%, or any further percent. Now this is again done by something called as data table. आपको 10% का पता है इतना ईएमआई होगा, बट क्या आपको पता है अगर ईएमआई रेट 3% हुआ तो कितना लगेगा, 10% हुआ तो कितना लगेगा, 7% हुआ तो कितना लगेगा, right? All these possible wild combinations can be done by what if analysis. What if analysis is about three types. नंबर वन सिनेरियो, सारे सिनेरियोज बताएगा आपको। नंबर टू गोल सी, एक पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू अगर आपको पता चलिए तो। नंबर थ्री इज डेटा टाइप, मल्टीपल EMI वैल्यूज का क्या क्या आउटपुट आएगा जो आप कैलकुलेशन कर सकते हो, रिवर्स कैलकुलेशन। सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर बेसिकली फॉर डूइंग रिवर्स कैलकुलेशन। डन, राइट? Okay. I think with this we will close this session. If you'll see, we have covered 90% of everything that is possibly required. There are a few advanced things that we'll cover up later on. Number one, programming capabilities. How can I create and how can I automate my Excel sheet? There is something called as macros and visual basics, which is an advanced thing. So those who are interested, we will create a session for them where we'll talk about macros and visual basics and how to create automated tools using my Excel and use it as a software, right? हम इसमें automation कर सकते हैं बहुत ज़्यादा using macros. Also, what if analysis we'll see in more details. Pivot table and everything else have already been discussed with you. I'll give you a feedback form in some time on your group. Also, how many of you are interested for a certificate program? How many of you are looking forward to go for more advanced version of this, and you want certificate also to be issued by a organization which you can showcase in your resume, right? And possibly later on use it for your job purposes. How many of you are interested? How many of you are interested for further certification program? Not just training, sir. I also want a certification. Yeah. How many of you are interested? Okay. If you are interested for certificate, where will issue you an international certification, which you can put it in your resume, right? And you have to enroll for it. For that, a feedback form is shared. All right. Yeah, there is a small fees that is associated with it, but it's not much. It's just 500 rupees. 500 rupees is the registration cost for this. When you register for this, what will happen? Number one, you'll get one more additional session. In that additional session, we will see more advanced features. More advanced features like macros, more advanced features like visual basics, more advanced features in terms of what all other things additional I can do with my Excel. So far, those who do not join this program, there is no problem. 90% of the things I've already covered. All right. Those who will join the certificate program will be given one extra training. You will also be given some more practice and some more advanced practice set. Thereafter, you will have to appear for an examination. Okay, this 500 rupees is for that examination. Right? You give the examination, you appear a training program, you complete your assignment, and if you pass with certain criteria that has been set, upon your successful appearing and clearing of the examination, you will get the certification, right? The certification program will happen on Sunday based on the total number of registration that is done. Done, guys? All right. With that, thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I will put forward all the required materials that we have used in this session. Not only that, I'm also planning for some more advanced sessions like Power BI, Tableau, and some other project management tools that are required for data scientists, which will cover it up. It's gonna be like this. We will see all the basic to intermediate and advanced features, and we'll do all the possible hands-on and practice along with it. Post session, you will get a lot of assignments and required materials, and also the recorded video session on your group where you have registered. Also, it is important that you fill all the required feedback form. All right. So I'll put the feedback form in the group in some time. Done. With that, thank you so much, guys, for coming here. I hope this session was valuable. Any quick feedback from anyone? Did you enjoy the session? Yeah. Recording will come. Recording will come in your groups in some time. Okay, recording will come in your groups in some time, guys. It takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of time for the recording to compile. Once the recording is compiled, right, I'll share it with you. Done? Done, guys? Any questions you want to ask me, feel free to ask me.
The one question I have, sir, but it's up for the upper studies, sir. If I do MBA in computer science, like in abroad in Canada or US, would it be advisable?
So you can you please repeat your question? I could understand a part of it. You are applying for data science in Canada, something like that. You said.
No, sir, computer science, sir. But I want to finish my BSc honors over here and then go for MBA in computer science over there in Canada or US. Is it advisable or
Okay. So yes, number one, there are two things here. Number one, when should I go for foreign education? Always go for foreign education for your post graduation if you're planning for. So this decision is good that you complete BSc Computer Science here. Then for foreign education, you would like to go there. See, foreign education is very costly, so there is no point doing graduation outside. But post graduation, a big good thumbs up. Secondly, should I do post graduation uh, in Canada? Now that is there are two to three different criteria which you should consider. Okay. Number one, what is your objective after your MSc? What is your objective? Are you looking forward to work under certain companies which are based in Canada? Have you pinpointed those companies? Okay, I want to work here, 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 and here. If yes, you can go to Canada. Okay. I want to study in Canada, come back in India, then maybe join certain companies here in India. Then there is no point going to Canada and coming back here. When you study, do your PG here, pinpoint top reputed company universities, right? For example, if you want to stay in Maharashtra itself, VGTI, KJ Somaya, or top reputed industries where if you really work hard, you can push for big multinational companies like Microsoft, Google, and Amazon, right? Keeping a very high ambition, you can do that. But you can afford foreign education very well. Go ahead. There are many better opportunities, and they pay you in dollars. That's an important thing. And you want a global exposure, right? You can afford it very well. Go ahead, go to Canada. But if you go to Canada, right, plan for a longer term. I want to work in Canada for some time. Shortlist the companies which are hiring there, universities where you are going to join. Please see what is their placement records, and if they are offering, uh, what is the average package that they are offering. Is that average package is good enough for me to survive there or not? Will I be able to pay for my education loan? That quick analysis you do, it will take you a day's time, and then you take a very well informed decision. Guys, no
okay,
matter
sir?
what, yeah, no matter what you are studying, always have this in back of your mind: in which company I will go, what role I will play, is that role trending or not, what is the package that this role will land up me into. Okay. Many of my friends are now settled in Canada, Australia, USA, UK, and they are doing really good. I stayed. I decided to stay back in India, right? As a chief technology officer for Flap Global Private Limited, I was deputed to France. So I was supposed to be in France for 10 years, but then I decided I would like to stay back. Okay, and that might not be the wise decision. And my personal advice would be, yeah, go for higher education in foreign universities, right? But don't just go for foreign education. Go for better opportunity. Go for better package. Done?
Okay, sir. So, but the main question was, should I do masters or should I do MBA in computer science? Because my dad was saying MBA could give you a managerial position like a CEO or something.
No, that's not how it works. Okay, that's not how it works. See, CEO is altogether a different role. Okay, now CEOs are generally people who are involved into business management. Am I right? Yes. So when you talk about business management, CEO is a very specialized role. Anybody can be a CEO. It could be a technical person or a non-technical person. COA is more about leadership role, right? Somebody who has a good understanding of process, technology, and people. Three things. Okay. So there is no course on earth which will prepare you to become a CEO. To be honest, there is no role. There is no role, no study, no education that will tell you that do this and you'll become a CEO. But you can definitely become a CTO, Chief Technology Officer. For that, you should be a core technical guy, core technical guy. So my advice is usually go for core technical things, guys. Be an expert technical person, be an expert data scientist. Other things like how will you manage things, Six Sigma, leadership training. These all are certification programs which your company will sponsor you. Many of the times companies have internal trainings or they have external training. So somebody like me will come and train you for these things, right? There would be leadership trainings in your organization. There would be managerial trainings in your organization. If it is not there, you can enroll outside and learn those skill sets. A guy who is technically very strong, Sundar Pichai, technically very strong and is a great leader, is a great leader and understand everything about running an organization is picked up as a CEO. All right, so you push for right now your or the subjective should be I should be a great technical expert, and slowly you will develop leadership qualities. Invest into developing your soft skills and personality. Okay,
Okay, so then should we do a PhD or masters would be good enough?
master is good enough. PhD is for those who are madly in love with technology. Okay,
Okay, so
who are obsessed with technology. All right, so if you want to get into industry, masters is good enough. I would prefer a core master, right? I would not recommend you getting into MBA and other domains. Okay,
okay,
if you
so
want to learn those things, there are a lot of trainings, there are a lot of certifications. Do it. Six Sigma certification, do it. We have Scrum certification coming up. This Scrum certification is more of management kind of a thing, right?
okay,
Next week we have Scrum certification. I'll post the link. Enroll for it. Right? Scrum certification done.
understood, sir. Okay, so
So now I deal with everything. I deal with process, I deal with management, I deal with technology, I deal with everything. That is why my friends are CEO, MD, and HR. Because any company has either leadership or management or workforce. First, try
understood.
to be a great workforce, try to be a great technical person, then try to be a great manager, have managerial skills that you'll develop over time. Then you push for leadership. Okay, done. Understand the technology first, then the process, right? And then other things will come slowly, slowly. That's
Okay,
my
sir.
honest, that's my honest recommendation.
Okay, sir. So one last question. So there's no main difference between BSc honors and BTech, right, in computer science? Or is there something different? Is it like a better specialization or a better degree compared to honors?
Okay, so how do I address this? There is no direct comparison, my dear friend.
Okay, sir.
Um, it's like chicken biryani खानी है या शेजवान फ्राइड राइस खाना है ना? तो यार दोनों ही पसंद है मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा. But there is no direct comparison. But I'll tell you where the difference will come. Okay. BSc honors will tell you that you have put some extra efforts and commitment towards completing a project, and you
Okay, sir.
were top 1% of the cream. So I'll see you as a man of commitment. Plus, you have done an extra project for which you will get credit in your mark sheet also. Plus, me as your manager, I'll give you extra credit. Oh wow, यार मेरे को तो ऑनर्स मिला ही नहीं. I know how difficult it is. तुम्हें मिल गया. Wow, मतलब ये बंदा सही है. उसका पॉइंट, उसका क्रेडिट इंडस्ट्री में मिलेगा जाके. ठीक है. ओके. बीटेक. बीटेक बीटेक इज लाइक जो पहले से सोच के रखा हुआ है कि यार मुझे यही यही करना है. I want to get into core engineering, right? I want to go into core engineering, and then they write a competitive exam, right? फिर वो competitive exam clear करके आता है, उसमें से भी वो rank आनी चाहिए उसको. So in certain way थोड़ा credit उनको extra मिलता है. क्यों? वो all India level competitive exam clear करके आया है ना.
Yes, sir.
प्लस वो एक साल थोड़ा ज्यादा पढ़ रहा है, तो आई वुड से they get 5 to 10% extra credit for it. इंडस्ट्री में आता है. Now how can you compensate it? You can compensate it by participating in such kind of training programs. आज जो हमारा ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम हुआ है ना, करिकुलम में नहीं है, सीख लो अलग से, right?
Understood, sir.
Add it to your skill set, have its certifications, move ahead, more and more and more and more things. I will give you an
Okay, sir.
opportunity. Industry gives equal opportunity to BSc and BTech both.
Hmm.
फर्क थोड़ा सा पैसे में आ जाता है, because of the reason I told you. वो फर्क भी आप रिमूव कर सकते हो by showing, sir, I am additionally skilled.
Understood.
वो फर्क भी कितने का रहता है मैं बताता हूँ आपको. 10,000 rupees पर मंथ का फर्क रहता है,
Gotcha.
which you can catch up, right? Which you can easily catch up, but it will not come to you by default. You can catch up.
Okay, sir.
Such type of training programs you can catch up if you are skilled enough. If you are smarter than a BTech, right? I'll pay you loads of money. Don't worry. My industry is very fair, and it is not rigid. यही चाहिए, ऐसा ही चाहिए, यही होना चाहिए. तुम्हारे पास skills है, तुमने proper efforts डाले हैं, तुम certified हो, trained हो, I will give you better opportunity. Maybe not at the first. ऐसा नहीं है ना किसी को हम पहले से ही दे देंगे opportunity. But तुम आओगे, तुम showcase करोगे, within some time you'll फटाफट फटाफट you'll scale. Like how I scaled. My first job was 6,000 rupees per month. My first job was 6,000 rupees per month. 6 months. 6 months I worked. I switched my second job. Can you tell me how much was I earning in my second job?
Around 20 to 30,000 per month.
50,000 rupees per month. My second job. Okay. So it did not happen by default. I applied. There was interviews. Interview में they did not tell me this. I started telling, sir, I have done this. I have done this. I carried my portfolio. I showed them what I have done. Sir, I've implemented this technology. I've written this research paper. This. They got interested. They pushed me for further round, further round, further round. Finally, I had a CEO round. CEO came. Then I explained him. Then he gave me one feedback at the end. He said, while you are explaining things, you feel so happy while you are telling all these things. You are so excited. लोग इंटरव्यू में नर्वस हो जाते हैं, मैं बहुत खुश हो गया था. सर देखो ये देखो वो. So he said cool enough, and I did not ask for a package. I got a mail saying you are being offered 50,000 rupees. Your joining is after 1 week. Acha. I like kya? I could not believe it. So he saw potential in me, and he offered me great salary, and I was given equal responsibility. मेरी first 1 month फट गई. ठीक है, to be honest. क्योंकि the technology he gave me to work, I have never worked on the technology. So 1 month was horrible for me. Day and night I have to work. But I cope up. Huh? For you, for you, it's very important, guys. You attend a lot of training programs. Okay? Lot of training programs. Every month, do one training programs. Okay. Invest in your skill development. Training programs are multiple types. Mhm. Watching a YouTube video is one, which is good. Do it for basic knowledge, awareness. दुनिया में क्या चल रहा है, यूट्यूब वीडियोस थोड़े बहुत देख ली, समझ में आ गया. कुछ फ्री लर्निंग वेबसाइट्स हैं, यू वेंट ऑन इट, यू अंडरस्टूड, अवेयरनेस आ गया. अरे डेवऑप्स भी कुछ होता है, अरे डेटा साइंस भी कुछ होता है. ये अवेयरनेस तक ठीक है, फाइन. देयर आफ्टर यू पुश फॉर mentor led training programs, industry trainings have got case studies जो आपको ऑनलाइन नहीं मिलता है. केस स्टडीज रहेगा, प्रोजेक्ट्स रहेगा, असाइनमेंट रहेगा, और इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट विल कम एंड हेल्प यू अंडरस्टैंड कि इंडस्ट्री में कहाँ यूज होता है. दिस इज मोर वैल्यूएबल. फर्स्ट स्टेप दिस, तुम्हारा फ्री टाइम है अभी, ये करो, ये करने के बाद ये करो, सेकंड चीज ये करो। तुम इतना करके हीरो बनने हो, अरे मैंने सब पढ़ लिया है, गड़बड़ है। ओके, बिकॉज यू डोंट नो हाउ डीप द बोरो गोज। थर्ड थर्ड इज डेवलप प्रोजेक्ट्स, जो कि ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम में डेवलप करते ही दैट यू डू। फोर्थ, डू स्मॉल इंटर्नशिप्स। कोई फ्री में भी इंटर्नशिप दे रहा है ना तो कर लो। इट इज सैड, लास्ट ईयर आई ऑफर्ड इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम to so many kids, nobody turned up. सर फॉर्मल पहन के आना है क्या? सर वो आपका ऑफिस आने के लिए 30 मिनट्स लगता है सर। सर वो सुबह ब्रेकफास्ट, यू सी, इंटर्नशिप, वर्क फॉर फ्री। अगर कोई इंटर्नशिप दे रहा है, यू लर्न इनवैल्यूएबल थिंग्स एंड यू विल इनकैश ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स लेटर ऑन, राइट? एंड फिफ्थ इज वर्क एक्सपीरियंस, राइट? उसके लिए टाइम, उसके लिए टाइम, बट दिस शुड बी योर सिंपल अप्रोच। डन? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I know, yeah, I know people who are in Google right now. Okay, yeah, from Mumbai only. आपके आसपास के college. I know people who are in Microsoft right now. I know people who have salary more than 20 to 30 lakhs, and their age is just 24, 25. That's it. But it will not come by default, guys. है ना? वो आपको समझना है यार. अपने आप नहीं आएगा दोस्त. है ना? You have to work on it. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. Right? We'll close this session, and next upcoming is certificate program. Next upcoming is uh, Scrum Master certificate program. Next upcoming is Power BI certificate program. Power BI is a training program. Okay, Power BI is a training program that will come. Hmm? That's a simple training program.
So
Tableau
all the
training.
programs will be happening online.
See, now there are two things: online and offline. For technical trainings program, online is quite effective because all we need is devices. Correct? If it is a behavioral type of a training program, it is always recommended that it should be offline. अभी आपको पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग, इंटरव्यू कैसे क्रैक करना है वो ऑफलाइन ही करेंगे। ओके, हाउ टू प्रेजेंट योरसेल्फ विल डू इट ऑफलाइन, बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू फॉर्मुलेज डालने हैं, प्रोग्रामिंग करना है, ऑनलाइन इट इज इक्वली इफेक्टिव। इनफैक्ट इट इज मच बेटर। क्यों? आई कैन इजीली शेयर फाइल्स एंड डू लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स हियर। एम आई राइट? Secondly, online training programs are very easy in terms of logistics. लिंक क्रिएट किया, फॉरवर्ड कर दिया, कहानी खत्म। एम आई राइट? अभी ऑफलाइन करना होता तो सुनो क्या क्या करना पड़ता है। लेटर बनता, परमिशन जाता है, अप्रूवल मिलता, बुक होता, ठीक है, किसी को रिसीव करने आना पड़ता, मेरी कार की पार्किंग ढूंढनी होती, फिर बारिश हो रही है, आधे आए नहीं है, बहुत सारी चीजें होती। सो विल हैव बोथ द प्रोग्राम्स, विल हैव ऑफलाइन एंड ऑनलाइन, विच एवर इज बेस्ट। ऑनलाइन भी चल जाएगा, जब ऑफलाइन जरूरत होगी ऑफलाइन भी कर लेंगे, ठीक है। और there are a lot of offline training programs, but for that you have to come to me. Okay, which I usually see people don't turn up. If you are ready to come to me, we can conduct these training programs offline also. Yeah, me coming to you will take a lot of time and effort and a lot of plannings, a lot of approvals. बहुत सारी चीजें होंगी ना, रूम बुक करना पड़ेगा, सेमिनार हॉल बुक करना पड़ेगा, उस टाइम पे और कुछ हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है, बहुत सारी चीजें देखने पड़ेंगी। Okay, so that will also will do, but that cannot happen as frequent as what we are doing offline, online. हर हफ्ते एक ट्रेनिंग रख लो, वो नहीं हो पाएगा। That also will do. Three things: either we'll catch up online like this, or I will come to your place. Hmm? That would be a planned one, and that will not happen very frequently because it takes a lot of approval and sign-ups and a lot of hospitality, a lot of traveling. You can also come to me. Then that is also there. Whichever is fine. Okay. Any other questions? Done? All right. All right. Thank you so much, guys. With that, we will close today's session. It was really wonderful. So many students joining up here, trying to understand how data science really works. Three things: data engineering, data analysis, and business analysis. All right. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye. Take care.